thing to do is for me to just start some items. We'll start out with a nice ancient Chinese coin, cash coin. But I'll be really looking out for requests all through the show. Um, should be super fun. We'll do this one dollar start, and then as things go, we may move up in terms of our what we're asking. This one has provenance to Tai Se auction in Hong Kong, 1994. Very nice. Again, Western Han Bon Liang. Um, T. Labonte, first bidder at $1 in the past. They've averaged between 9 and 19. We'll see where this one lands today. And I've never sold one that cheap. Terrible first sale, but it is great that that is going to go to Sean. And I'm very pleased that Sean is going to win that one. Let's see what other types of coins we might be able to pull here. We could do a slightly tougher to find Riga. These often also are pretty popular. No, this one may not be showing up. I think I've got it. There it is. 1635 three-polker of the Swedes. Sudden death That's a very common request on the giveaway front. We have some great Widow's Mites today. We have a ton of different Judean prutah. That's probably the biggest thing. WY. Skippy, I'm probably not going to run any of the bigger coins for a while. Let me just check what that coin is. But, things often take a while. Like this coin, normally goes for in the 19 range, and so I'm always fantastic to start. I can run it, but I have to do a start bid, if that makes sense. I don't want to surprise you with the start bid. I think I've been selling those at like 99 starts. Here is, I actually don't know, I'm not sure what this guy ran me. If I look WX5311, what did it go for? Oh, yeah, so we can run this one. This is an interesting Bishopwreck of Dorpat. Much earlier, we'll go no sudden death. Japanese 1 yen, sure. I'll do it with the start though. It reminds me a lot of the British coins, the British pennies. Um, Mexican silver, I've got a little bit of Shipwreck stuff, but none of it's cheap. Again, Livonian Confederation. Dietrich III Damarov. Let me find the yen, which should be not too crazy to find. WY4606. Yeah, no, I wouldn't have that. I wish I was like, I wish I had like a coin shop where I'd get that kind of thing, walk in the door, and then I could just turn it here. But I'm buying all from other dealers, and Mexican stuff has been way hot. That is insane. Fantastic win for BCL. Congratulations on another great snag early. We'll see. None have gone for a profit so far. 99, I am protecting this one. Would be profitable if I can sell this one, which it looks like Skippy's got a bid in. Large yen coin of Japan, 90% silver. It's an interesting type, and it's not. I don't get in tons and tons of yen. I've uploaded all the yen that we have in our inventory at the moment. So that one will go to Poke. Right here, this one is going to be similar, 1882. Year 15 yen. Calc here, gonna jump in as a bidder, but nice. They're not like in fantastic shape, but they're also they're not like super ugly coins. So they definitely look good on screen. And if there's any other requests, again, we have a ton of Judean. I probably should have. Well, I actually said I forgot to take out the TBD from the title of today's show. This one probably would benefit from a dip. Looks like there's a little scratching in it, a little bit of graffito, but that's actually interesting. It looks like that is carved a bit in the center there as well. Yeah, exactly. And actually, I may edit that and call out the graffiti. Seeing that there's graffiti on there, I think 85 is a tough. Yeah, Team Ollie sounds good. We have what price range are you looking for? Oh shoot, I did forget to upload because a lot of this stuff I'll have and I'm gonna send back most of what doesn't sell. A lot of people clean silver ancients really well. I have no idea how to clean them. so it's not something that I've done. 60-ish. I don't think I've got anything there. I apologize, but it's I have some Manila Bay pesos off at grading, which should be interesting. These I just wholesaled some. And people say this. I actually wholesaled some from this group for the exact same price. I'm starting it here at 39 with hopes that I'll bid a bit higher, because obviously I didn't pay any, platform fees for it. The next one will be $44 start, but I wanted to give one good one. But yeah, I think there are some people that know how to clean the Silver Ancients well. It's just really not a skill that I've looked to cultivate. Nice win for Token Lizard. Here we have some of the Widow's Mites. We also have some raw ones today. This is a really good looking one. We'll start it for 30. That's been our start price in the past is 32. Very clear Hasmonean. We have some anonymous follows that just got to Texas, so save our Tuesday show, and it'll be a good place to find anonymous follows. There's a couple of different Christ portrait. I think we have some of the Bulgarian Grosh, which are Christ portrait, items. Sudden Death, this one. Copper Gems, yeah, we should have some of those. Absolutely. Jose Ruiz. These are an interesting type because they're actually the 135 to 37 BC type. And so they have a nice cornucopia on the front. And again, they frequently bid real solid. I think we're starting these at a very, workable range, basically. 32, but it's efficient. They're mostly like in the. I paid. It's not that I paid. I'm gonna send back. They're on one of the bigger. They're too big for whatnot. Basically, one of the Shipwreck wholesalers gave me a bunch of them. We have Duro. I've sold now 3 of the 4 that I got, and all of those, or no, 2 of the 3. They went for $389. I had 100 or 300. I wish I had 100, but then I wouldn't have sold them that expensively. I had 300 in them. I think the Vliegen Heart 4 reals I paid $350 for. I've sold 1 at $439. I sold 2 of 3 8 reals. I paid $375. I think it was $469 starts. And then I've sold 3 of the 4 Campendalders. I think I had I had 300 of them, and they went, I think, $379 or $389. So that's kind of and we'll do one more prutah here, and then we'll find some other stuff. Vatican coinage. I think so. I think we have a papal lead bulla. Basically, I believe it would have accompanied letters from the Pope. It's like $99. There's also, I'm not sure exactly the extent of other types that I have, but I don't know if that sounds interesting or not. We have some of the Indian gold phantoms. Let me show some of the league. Let me just check. So I want to confirm what I paid. And again, I'm going to try to make less than. So $350, and I sold one for $439. So this would be a $439 coin. There's also some nice. Where did I put them though? I wanted to find the Roman provincial tetradrachm. Has some graffiti on there, but 124. Very nice provincial Syrophoenician Elagabalus tetradrachm. Condors, we should have some condors, yeah. Nice little Roman. Elagabalus was a crazy ruler. Antioch Mint is modern day Turkey. North Korean, I'm not allowed to sell them here on Whatnot, so I don't. I think it has to do with some kind of trade restriction. So similar, you can't sell anything from like super modern Iran if it would have been after, I think, 1979, and Whatnot then doesn't want you to sell anything that's like made by the modern nation of Iran. This one, Vliegen Heart, Shipwreck, Cuba, exactly. And the frustrating thing on Cuban coins is they were produced in America. So it feels a little silly that you can't sell them, but they were made in America for Cuba. And so most of them never went to Cuba. So it's not like you're actually buying something from Cuba, if that makes sense. There's a chance it went to Cuba, and likely circulated in Cuba, but a lot of that was out before the embargo as well, because it was just regular silver. But that's the rules, and gotta follow them. Here we have, this is a low-grade Ptolemaic Egyptian issue. You can see very faint, but it is likely to be. They claim that these were Cleopatra, but I think that has been disproven. And I paid like $7 a pop, so hopefully it goes for a little more. Maybe we'll go for $2. I'll try one more, and they're lower grade, but it's I think it's like Swornos 1 or like 1170-ish is going to be the reference. Oh, this one's actually pretty nice. They come pretty worn. There you see like somebody's face on it or something. And then, oh yeah, really nice actually cornucopia on the reverse. This one's just been for a while. Any of the new coins from the most recent video? That one, no. Some of them I'm going to send to grading. I'm going to start these for like $6. I paid more than that for them prior to fees. There you can see that cornucopia again. They're worn coins, but you can make out, there you see the face, make out decent little bits of detail. And so I think there's like 50 coins of that mix that I'd sent to NGC. We can sell the other two here just because there's also some Kyrene coins, but nice dollar started this one accidentally again. Decent. You can see small components of the design remaining. But yeah, and also some of that collection I feel like I want to keep for my own, but I can't just keep every coin I buy. So they will definitely be coming to a Whatnot stream near you on Treasure Town. Last one of these for today's auction. Actually fairly encrusted. I'd be curious to see how it would look if it got cleaned up a little bit better. But interesting type here. We have great denarii. We have a lot of let's see. We've got a lot of AD 530311, a Chalcus of the Kyrene Mint. This is also a Ptolemaic type. They're very crudely struck, which is really interesting. And so you can see small design element. Oh, actually, no, this is actually pretty good. This is a face there. So that's, I think, like the forehead and hair, and that's the back of the face. That's actually much better than normal example. Let's see the next one. But I'm super open to going wherever people are interested in. Condor, do we want to see Condor tokens? Would that be interesting? Because I'm down to run some. This one is a very nice example. I would predict that this would bid up a good bit more. You can see the face extremely clearly. There's the nose, mouth, ears, and everything. Condor sounds good. Phantom, I've got $80 and I haven't bought it yet. Basically, and we'll do a Condor after one more of these. I think that one went for, well, we'll just dollar start it. I don't want to be. But yeah, those Phantoms, I have $80 in them, so I'd like to sell them for $104. That will net me about $15. No, actually, yes, Beth. I think that I have some Thai cash coins, unless I sold them in the last show. We also, actually, no, this is probably going to be the best, is these Thai, and is hopefully related enough to Condors. I've sold a lot of these at this stage, but these are porcelain gaming or gambling tokens. They circulated throughout Thailand. They were struck in China from about 1760 to 1875, at which point they were outlawed for use. But they would have been used in gambling houses, and then they would have circulated as small currency. Gravy, good to see you. The reason I was 15 minutes late today was I was uploading a bunch of coins from the Habbarids of Sind, the Western satraps, the emirs of Multan, and some other cool types that might be interesting. Not that we need to do them, but that was the package that I was working through. Romans So token is that. Where do I get my holders? They're from Amazon. They are guardhouse flips. We'll do one more of these, then we do the condors, then we'll do some of the new, I think it's some Ghaznavid styles. Anyways, it's a nice mix. Here's Thai, and then we'll do some condors. And we can do more of these later. Ooh, that actually has a really cool reverse, some kind of animal on the back. A little bit better aesthetically. Very fun. KP Wentworth is going to land that one. Nice Win says that's your first purchase. Thank you. Oh, and then these are the Phantoms that were requested earlier. But let me do some of the half pennies. They're probably like, we're trying to get some more, but I think they're maybe like $20-ish starts. I think that they'll bid a little higher, but these are British coins. Basically, around the time of the Revolution, there was a huge problem, even in America, with small change. So then private issuers stepped in and made, God preserve the plow and sail, would have made their own condor tokens. And like normal, I think these are some nice types. I think that there's good room for them to bid a little bit stronger than that start price. Michelle going to win that first one. That's how I try to price things. I try to make sure, sometimes I'll lose on stuff like some of those, what's it called? The Ptolemaic ones. Because I'll blow some stuff out. Other times I'm trying to protect myself just so I can keep doing it. And on these, I think I paid a little bit less than $20. So I'm hoping, for any additional on top is obviously awesome. Do I have a little more light? What do you mean by that, Smallwood? Like a bit more, like that it's more light today, or you want to see the coins better? I'm open. I'm happy if I don't. There's no difference in the lighting. This says pro bono publico, for the public good, I believe, in Latin. And then here we see may the trade of Sudbury flourish. No, it's probably me. You know what happens sometimes is when I'm running a show, I generally run them by myself. I'll be too worried about the next coin, and then I won't properly. We have 5 of these total. Paid again $80 for them. These are Mint State 63 Indian Phantoms of the Marathas of Tanjore in Mint State. Yeah, again 63. Very nice level of detail there on the reverse. They're fun. Calcure sounds good. Let me go on a search for that. I think I've found it. Yep. That one will go to KP Wentworth. Sounds good gravy. I'm going to do one more of these, and we will do the 0710. I think. And then we'll do 0710, then the taller. Again, 104 start on these guys. There are 4 left. And let me just check. I just uploaded. I think I paid like $8.50 for the Multan, so I'm going to ask a little bit more than that. What did I pay there? Oh, I paid $9, so I'll ask like 12. I think, again, nice, lustrous, pretty Phantom of the Marathas of Tanjore. We can come back to that as well. We're going to run these. We also have some of the Maureen Karshapana, which I hadn't been able to find for a really long time. So $9. I'll try to start this one at 12, maybe. Yeah, well, we'll do 12 on this one, and then maybe on the future we'll do them for 13. These are a like 3 dots type, as you can see on the reverse there. Empire of Multan, 8th to 9th century AD. Very interesting. And frequently, popular. We have some Habbarids of Sind Fowls coins. Annabelle. Oh man, here, do you want to?
I'll call her.
Okay, cool. It is my sister's birthday today, so I called her a couple times, and well, actually, let's maybe open it. Hey, Annabelle, I'm doing a live auction right now and whatnot, and everybody can hear you on speakerphone. But happy birthday!
Oh, thanks. Hey, auction. These coins are the best coins.
Yeah, you heard it from my sister. Coins are the best coins here. I just sold some very nice Emirs of Multan coins, which is 8th to 9th century AD in India. Actually, my sister is an AP US history. U.S. history teacher. What are some
Ancient world.
Ancient world. Wait, you're an ancient world history teacher?
I taught ancient world last year, and now I do modern world. But
man, I'll have to get you on one of these live streams sometime.
Yeah.
Over
ancient Indian.
Yes, ancient. I would say, like, would you consider it ancient or medieval? These are like, I have two more of these here. These are emirs of Multan. I think it's basically like northeastern or northwestern, excuse me, India. So also kind of like near Pakistan. And so I think there's it's right around the time where Islamic forces had took over a lot of the Arabian Peninsula. And so obviously there's some cultural spread, but yes, in Pakistan now, yes. Somebody in the chat had properly informed me that they were in Pakistan. Anyways, how's
very cool.
I'm probably gonna. Well, I'll call you back because me and JM are gonna drive to dinner in like 3 hours. You also may be out at dinner or something, but if not, we can call tomorrow.
Okay. No, I'll be around.
Okay. Love you.
And hi to everyone on the channel. Bye.
Bye. And we'll do some other cool WY56 next up. Yeah, it's my sister's birthday. I tried calling her twice and I just didn't catch her. This one's probably lightly clean, but it's a real nice taller. I'm gonna ask 129 for it. No sudden death. Thanks all wishing her. And I was like, I thought it'd be fun. Man, I should have known that she's ancient world because we were talking about it. We realized that we couldn't have named the 4 places that the Mongol Empire broke down into, which I believe is the Ilkhanate, the Ming Dynasty, the Golden Horde, and now I'm forgetting. Is it like? Man, I'm forgetting. Yeah, real nice taller here. We also have this incredible collection that somebody who often would bid with us on Whatnot put together, and it's now returning to us. It's something that we're gonna. Here are the Western satraps. These are a little bit earlier. This one's beautiful. Some of these that are a little weaker, I'm gonna offer for like $19. Others like this one, I probably want to start at 24, and I would hope that it goes a bit higher than that. No sudden death on this one either. This is like 2nd to 4th century AD. Beautiful satraps. City View. I don't think I have any City View talars. These would have been I think it's Kshatrapas. That's a better. Man, if that only lands at 24. What's going on, Boardwalk? You just missed it's my sister's birthday, so she was just live on the phone. She teaches ancient world history in Arlington, Virginia. So we had a celeb appearance. How's Connecticut? I'm excited. I'll have to pay you a visit. I think I'm going to be back in town at least for a little bit of time this summer, and with enough time to jump up. Yeah, it's a nice place. She really likes it. Her students are awesome. It's fun to catch up with her and hear how she's doing, what she's thinking about. Any fun shows? I don't know how Munich was if you went this year. This one has very nice detail. I think it could bid beyond 24. Oh, nice. Yeah, got back from Munich. Were you there? I know when I visited you at the show in 2024, it was mostly just to say hi to people at the show. Was it a similar situation this year? I don't know how you. Oh, and then shoot, I think so. Just so you know, our Julian, we've not gotten the Julian back from NGC. I hadn't thought about that in a while. Oh, cool. That's great. It's funny. It's a very universal experience of numismatists is carding up coins. Oh, sweet. That's great. Some of my friends were saying it's like a huge disparity in terms of a lot of the prices, particularly wholesale, if they're buying stuff over there. But I've been pretty focused on buying things within the US these days. This is a great reverse. And there's all different types of rulers, by the way. So I have not ID'd these to ruler. I just bought them as generic Western satraps. $150? Dang. I feel like there's probably great appetite for it the moment, it's here. Are you finding that has Whatnot become a bigger channel for you, or have you tried eBay Live? I've been considering trying to do some eBay Live, but they also kind of won't talk to me. Not that they won't talk to me. They reached out. and I submitted my info, and then I haven't heard anything. This is the last of these satrap drams. We can bring them back. It's I find, it seems like it would just be, you can offer good stuff if you have a great inventory like your guys. There's no shortage of people that want to also just see it in person. Elagabalus Platinum Pirate, yes. Are you looking? We have some tetradrams. These are Hasmonean kings, so it's not often you see Alexander Janaeus, which we have a few of. This would have been 2nd to 1st century BC prutah. SK sounds good. Let me find that coin, and we will pull that shortly after this one, and then we'll do some of the Elagabalus tetradrams at like 119. But let me just look and see what this UA 09043. I know, isn't that crazy? I feel like we're not a big seller there, but we sell like without tons and tons of effort, maybe 20,000 bucks of stuff a month. So you'd think that I'm like, look, we have a lot of coins, we want to move them, and they won't. I think that might be hurting them a little bit, but they got to do business their way. But I'm like, dang, why wouldn't you want? Boardwalk is 20 or probably, that 200 times bigger than us, and if they won't give you, look, it makes me feel a little better, but still a little ridiculous, right? Just the box of shipwrecks, exactly. We've got, I think, one Campendalder left, as well as one Duro, if you're interested in any of those. Very nice Vliegant Heart Shipwreck. We've got the Campen, 389, 379. This is the last one. I think it's a little bit. Krabby's on eBay Live. Yeah, it's he's awesome. Just sent him a bunch of stuff. I just think that they would want to have it bigger, right? Like, it doesn't make sense why they would want less sellers on there. I could see them maybe wanting to keep average order value if they think people have a limited number, but like, they were like, we need you to commit to some shows. I'm like, I'll 100% commit to doing 2 shows a week if they get us on there. Here's the last of the Duros. The other 2 have sold. 1865 Brazilian silver, 91.7%. From the RMS Duro. This is going to be, I believe, a British ship that sank. Yeah, that's my sense. It does seem like just a great way to be able to connect with a good audience, and it's way more fun for me, I think. Like, actually, it's funny. Isaiah, he is extremely talented, I think, at doing whatnots, but like, he doesn't want to do one every day. I feel like I could get on and talk every day, basically, selling on whatnot. This is a 4 real. I have it 25 bucks cheaper to me, so I'm asking 30 less than the 8 reals. Has pretty good detail, and it's a pretty narrow time period. This would be Philip V. So, who knows? But it's fun and interesting to be on whatnot. And then we were trying to figure out that, because the eBay, the nice thing is you can sell stuff for a little bit more on eBay than we would ask for on whatnot. I can't, there's some stuff like we just sold a Henning nickel for like 450 bucks. And on a retail thing, I'm going to be really confident that, I want to get a retail price for things. Whereas on whatnot feels a little different. That is super cool. No, it's that's wonderful to hear, and I feel like the community's been great, and I feel like I feel like with the ancients I'm still figuring out a lot. With the world I'm still figuring out a lot, just trying to find good coins where I can, right? And offer them, turn them around here on whatnot, and in a couple other venues. We're starting to get our first consignments for whatnot, so it's something right now. I'm still working for. This is not my full-time job. It's a fun weekend thing. This one a little cleaned, and then looks like there's a little scratch down there. But I think we're looking to do some more consignment sales in the future, where say somebody has a collection, they could go consign it back to us, and we might charge. It costs like 8%. Call it. It's 6.9 plus 40 cents. Or 29 cents. This one's graffitied, so this is going to be an $84 start. There's some scratches on a good bit of the coin, so it should be good touch cheaper. You can see there's like a scratch down there. Somebody did a little engraving of the chrysanthemum there. Well intentioned, though. May have to end up letting that go for. I think it'd be fun. I think there'd be good opportunity. This one's also not the prettiest one. I think there'd be good opportunity just to try to serve collectors in a fun way. And then, yeah, I'd love to work on getting a good consignment business together. I know you guys used to do a bunch of that, right? It was like 75% of eBay Hammer to do dollar start auctions there. It's, I don't know if you still do that or if it's not as much something you guys can commit to at this stage. This one's also quite clean, I would say, but has some like, it's fairly flashy. Try to avoid it. Avoid the dollar start auctions there on eBay, you're saying. It's okay. I mean, the other thing that you could do is sort of explain either do a minimum lot fee is what I was thinking, or just charge more. I mean, if a coin that you're selling yourself is doing a lot better, say it's making on a retail coin, like on a retail low dollar coin, it's not crazy for me to, try to double. If it's a $4 coin, I don't want to sell it for $6 and make 20 cents. I want to sell it for $8 or $9. Like this one here, I think I paid about $4-ish for it. Sometimes they'll sell for $4 or $5, but I bought it with the intention of trying to get like $8 or $9, and I bought a good number of them. But sometimes, I mean, watch this, maybe it'll go for $1. That makes sense. This one's going for more than that, and I think it's a good looking coin. But that's kind of my goal, is to turn things a little stronger. Whereas like on the on those Phantoms, I have $80. Now that's nice because I don't have to. I can send it back if they don't. But $80, sell for 104. I'm happy all day. That one's from 1657, by the way. Particularly nice example. I'm happy trying to make $15 on a coin that I sell. And like on these, I'm doing really well with these right now. Again, I've sold some of them, but I think at this stage also some of them are pretty good eye appeal. That one's real nice too. I just bought a bunch of prutah that I had paid about like $10 for, and I think I had to grade them, and maybe I'm making $5 a coin, but then if somebody's going to buy 100 prutah from me, I can make $500 sending out a large flat rate. That I feel like the margins can be. It also just is very dependent. This one's not quite as nice, I would say. Makeup and volume, yeah, exactly. I mean, I think that's the thing. Do you guys still? I would imagine that you guys are able to do some good like bullion walk through the door. That seems like the big advantage of opening a couple of shops or something is, the margins can be a lot tighter on the bullion. But right now every coin here, I bought this from an auction. I'm buying these from other dealers, so I'm not able to, buy from non-dealers, which obviously they get marked up after they go through the dealer process. Yeah, exactly. I mean, 5%, 10% on a couple million in bullion, that the numbers sound pretty good. And there's a lot of cost, of course, involved in all that, but 3%, I mean, maybe I'd have to tighten my expectations, because I feel like, I mean, it also probably depends on the size. If somebody's selling 100,000, it's, yeah, you're probably, takes care of people well if you can make. This one's really pretty, by the way. Very nice. You can see the whole solidus Livone, and very well silvered on this side. But no, it's interesting to think about like what strategy I would approach. Is it worth getting that storefront, or is it going to be too much of a hassle? The small, yeah, exactly. And then, I still have to get a comprehensive like shipping insurance program. I'm still using Ship and Insure, so that's a bit of a hassle. I'm going to start this one for $19. Nice little Polish or not Polish, Duchy of Lithuania, Charging Horse, Bill and Halfgroat. I think that there is room. Yeah, Hugh Wood, exactly. So we're in touch. I think we're going to get a policy in place with them basically this summer. Is our plan for that. Rob, they would have been counterfeit at the time. So basically just struck by an unofficial authority. Whereas I have some other ones where it's less clear as to when they would have been counterfeited. Excuse me. Nice. There's the rider. Yeah, I think Hugh Wood is my plan. But they were saying right now for us that it's not quite, we're not quite there in terms of everything that they'd want to see from us. Why don't we do, these are some of the Habbarids of Sind, which, let me look up where Sind is. Sind, that is in modern day. I think it's in, yeah, it's a southeastern Pakistan. Dollar start a fowls. Interesting little pattern there. And then you see some of the Arabic script. That one is going to go to the gravy. I think I brought 5 of these, which are all the ones I have here. We have a couple of them in Texas. But these would have been struck around the turn of the millennia. I think, I'm trying to think. It does seem like you can take on a bunch of opportunities in numismatics where, you know, some days you can focus more on bullion, other days it's like ancient, other days it's world. And I really have felt like I've been missing out in terms of not doing much on the US side. Like, I'm actually really excited. That's where I started, and I think there's so much fun. Like, especially, I was talking to some of the John Danruther, and he has just fantastic recall of all these. Like, the history can be just as good as, you know, ancients. Maybe not just as good, but pretty close to it. This one's beautiful, really nice. Yeah, so it can definitely, you know, tariffs come along, and you know, all of a sudden, I'm gonna keep these ones at 9 because I do want to. I think I have 2 more. This actually looks pretty sharp. You know, all of a sudden you have to focus more and jump back to. These days, I feel like I buy probably not 80% domestically. I just bought a bunch of Jettons from Germany. I think I spent like $8,000 on Jettons from Germany. So some days I'll go crazy over there, but most of it is going to be. This is the last of these Habbarids of Sind. That Jetton collection is going to be awesome, by the way. I'm super excited. And then we also have, I think I brought, well, this makes it look like I only brought, oh, no. We have the Ghaznavid, and then these also, these are nice. These are imitations. I believe they were called Ahmed imitations. I'm pretty positive that these are Emir Ahmad I, and that they are Habbarids of Sind as well, modern day Pakistan. I had looked them up online, and I saw this seller Numismal. Very, very interesting little type. Wexler. Oh, that's wonderful. I thought that Wexler was having some serious health issues. Like, you know, I think it was public. So that was wonderful to hear because I've emailed with Wexler, and he's really the slab. There's different. We have a lot of different slabs today. If interested. Let's try. These will all be, I think, $9 starts or so. Let's start this one. Beautiful. These are very nice style. But then we can run some of the slabs. And we have a lot of ancient slabs and all types of fun coins. Just fantastic little type. The coolest coin? Let me think. You know what? It's got to be these Zangid coins. They're not up for sale. Artikids and Zangids. I purchased them. They're like pictorial bronzes. So they're not that expensive, and I'm a little bit playing in my own book because I'll eventually be trying to sell most of them. I am going to keep a couple for my personal collection here, but it's like the Turkoman people. I think were um, they might have fought against the Christian Crusaders coming from Europe. But most of the Islamic coins, they just have script on them. But these would often have really clear. This is the last of these damas um, of this type. Um, and so they have these like magnificent portraits, and some of them have like full body, and they're really large bronze coins. So I find them really interesting, and they weren't that expensive. I've paid for similar ones, a lot of money. um, these ones I bought some of them for like $30. So exactly. So this is more probably stereotypical of like Ghaznavid, Dama, um, low percentage silver, um, you know, probably more representative of a lot of the coins that were circulating then. But for whatever reason, I'm not sure. I would assume the Turkoman people were, and we'll do these $8 start to be in line with the last one. I think they could go higher than that. Um, I I'm not sure if there was religious like prohibition, or if they were like maybe because I think they had migrated down a little bit more from like Turkmenistan, Iran, like that kind of like the Caucasus, um, to most of modern day Turkey, and then a little bit of modern day, I think, Syria area. Um, but those were really fun. I bought a bunch of Yue Chi tetradrams recently, which that is a cool type. The Yue Chi, they become like the Kashan, the Indo-Scythians and the Kashan, but like Eastern steppe. And I think that they were imitating like maybe Heliocles, which was a Bactrian ruler from the Bactrians, were the far-reaching Seleucid province. They break away in the 3rd century BC. I think these were like 1st century BC ish. I think that that's right. Boardwalk on the prohibition of pictorial types. And so, and it would make sense even in the like the Ottoman coins. There's no pictures. The Seljuks, though, they have really cool. This one wasn't recent, but the Seljuks, they often have or they had this really cool. I think it's of Kaya Khusro, like a great lion and sun design. So I think that they were a little bit more advanced in terms of what they decided was worthy of putting on a coin. What's the best taller type? Was it like a bunch of one type of taller, or was it all across the board? That you came home with Germany from. I'm constantly looking in the auctions to try to buy some thalers, but they end up being pretty pricey. And it looks like Vault and Valor, by the way, had a request. I want to make sure we've done some of the cheaper ancients. That is going to be an Aquila Severa. I was so excited when I saw these Aquila Severa types. I immediately backed up the truck and bought all that they had, which was actually only 2 coins, but it was still really exciting. Let's find them. We've got 2 of them. They're not inexpensive though, but I didn't even know. What made me so excited was I'd never seen Aquila Severa on a denarius. So these are like $3.29. There's 2 of them. Choice VF Suleiman. I've sold a lot of Suleiman coins. I don't think I have any myself. But yeah, really cool denarius. Tiffany will be the first bidder on that one. We'll see where it goes. And we do have a good number of different empresses. Here's another Concordia. These are the only 2 that I was able to find. And so here they are. Oh, wow. That's really nice. I know you had mentioned one of the key takeaways from our interview that we did at Munich, which can be found on YouTube if anybody has time later. The market update component of it might be a little out of date, but was how Russian market had swung a bunch. I had to get a package sent back that I got through FedEx from, I think, Munzen Gutland, which is an auction house, because there was some Russian. It was like modern. It was like a couple 2 kopecks coins that held up at 8,000 or $8,000 shipment. It's really terrible. Better ruler here. Maximinus Thrax, because I think FedEx wouldn't put it on their importer's bond or something. Salus Augusti. So that I know that can be a headache. Yeah, exactly. So that seems like a smart approach. And then I'm trying to think in terms of, because I do have a bunch of fun ancient coins to offer. I do have some like less expensive. These were. I also have this great. I bought these out of Belgium. It was like a hoard of coins that was discovered and fully worked up in the 1970s. I think 1977, and it was 181 Antoniani, and so this is the Pomeroy hoard. And there was also a bunch of like mixed finds was discovered, I believe, during construction. Um, and so just an interesting picture of what circulating currency might have looked like in the, around, I think it would have been like 280 or so when this was buried because there was some posthumous. Yes, exactly. So I bought it from a Belgian auction house and got them certified, which is really cool. I feel like most of the, Belgium has good laws around it, and got the export certificate, and so I'm keeping a bunch of them for my collection. But there was 181 Antoniani, and they also had a different lot of. There were some from Carignan, which was a nearby place, and then just like mixed finds over the years during like I think just regular excavations. But they did take the time to pull the coins that they'd found and catalog them. So I'm really pumped about that, and 181 gives me some good choice in terms of which go in my personal collection. But we have a couple different rulers. There's a Salinus that's more expensive. Here's Posthumous, which is not more expensive. So I was really thrilled with that, and I was just I'm hoping it's like my long-term goal. I'd love if that like portable antiquity scheme model could be a worldwide thing and just have people cultivating that history really well all over the world. Yes, and sounds good, King Cole. I would love to find that coin for us. Let's see, 8415. We'll do that. I have one very nice Maximian. But yeah, I'm trying to think. What are will you be at Central States? I believe this XXI is 20 parts copper to 1 part billin, which is kind of interesting. Just very nice portrait of Maximian. Great eye appeal. I think I could get a couple more bids, but you never know. Oh, that makes sense. It's so interesting. I mean, yeah, I'd love to, maybe if there's some time in the next, I'm going to, maybe sometime in April, I'll try to pick your brain. I had a couple questions that I might try to ask you, but just approach in terms of doing a show, because I'll be there. I've never really gone to a show and bought with any meaningful amount of capital. I feel like, frankly, the ones that I used to go to, maybe I'd go and spend a couple $1,000s, but now I feel like if there's some good deals, you can kind of back up the truck at a show. Sounds good. Yeah, Vault and Valor, all of those Mint State 63 Phantoms. Yeah, that's what it seems like. It seems like most of the dealing, so to speak, is done before the show even happens. And I think it'll just take a little while for me to get in the groove of knowing who to go to and how to split that, having more of a sense for doing it. Because there's people that I'll buy from. And again, I have $80 into these, but I can send them back, so I might sell them a little cheaper if I had already bought them. The best stuff is sold pre-show. That makes sense too. It almost looks like a little lion. You can see the tail or like some kind of figure there. We sold one of these earlier for 104. I'll try this one again. There's not much room. We do have some of the Maureen Karshapana. P. Pratt, I should be on for another 2 hours or so. I have a fun date planned with my wife, and so I'll probably be breaking at that point. These Karshapana have gotten way tougher to find. You can see nice counter-stamped style. There's maybe 3 counter-stamps here, a little bit well-worn. But the not going to win. I'll make my a little less than $2 on there and keep offering. Tax prep appointment, that's smart to do, especially as you figure out with the coin stuff. Pay about $1,000 or more a month for tax help. But I think it's worth it. A little bit of incrustation, but there's really clear countermarks on this one. It looks like almost like a tree or some kind of frond over there, and then a little animal up top. Can find some more of those later. We had none of these not sell, so we can try a couple other ones. 238 Maximian. It's yeah, exactly. I was getting set up to sell to what's it called? Atmex. Very nice reverse on this one. It looks like a little Sigma, and they have a ton of compliance stuff that I'll have to get set up with over there. The Danzig, sure, I think it's like a $99 coin or so. We can run that in a little while. These are really nice. Licinius, he was part of the Roman Empire. We're going to go sudden death off for these. 5-second extension. Very sharp. Patriot Act. I'm actually not sure what that I should read the Patriot Act, but it seems like it would be a much bigger thing for bullion, which I don't really deal with. Post 9/11. Oh, gotcha. Well, I'm glad they're doing all that is required. But yeah, I would guess that has to do a lot with. But it made me think maybe I should be. I make sure that anybody I'm buying from, it's not like one of the really big places, they sign like a yearly form that is modeled off of the auction houses. Very nice, again, portrait on these types. Licinius. We have some Constantine the Great, which is also possibly even more popular. Well, I know he's more popular, but I don't want to. Doesn't mean the coins will be more popular, but traditionally that's the sense that I've gotten. And I've pulled the Marcus Aurelius and Choice VF. I have to look on eBay and try to undercut them. And JW, what are you most interested in terms of? We'll go to Gravy. We'll do a sudden death on this one. Give it 20 seconds while I look up Marcus Aurelius on eBay. What a denarius in VF is going to go for. Aurelius denarius NGC VF. Oh, beautiful reverse there with a nice wreath, I think, in the corner. Have a great one. Yes, I would love to see you there. I'll actually, I'm going to take a little bit of time here and put a note to send you a text. Likely tomorrow, because I try to take these days 24 hours off from coins every week, and so that will be basically as soon as this show is over. There's a VF. The cheapest VF is at $375 on eBay, minus Choice VF, which is great. So I would ask $349 for this one. Actually, does that even make sense? Where's the cheapest Choice VF? Okay, there's one for $395 with $43 delivery, and it's located in Latvia. So that's $440. So I think $379 for the. Okay, this one does not have marks on it. I don't know. This was improperly. $375 to $460. Yeah, I mean, if you say that, why don't we run it $1 under the suggested range, just so people know that. It's not like I'm trying to get every last dollar on this guy, but I think that is very close to market for as pretty of a coin as this one is. Buck and go, Tina, Molly. Great suggestion. The last time I tried that, I sold a very expensive coin for very little in terms of trying to offer like real better types. Beautiful Choice VF Denarius. We also have, this one has a scuff. NGC. Let's just look up fine. Again, this is choice fine. Cheapest NGC fine of Marcus Aurelius looks like it's on for $265. I'd sell this one for like $209. And this one's choice fine. $209. And WGC Banks, let me look what that coin is. Yeah, let's try the prutah. Very clear obverse there. Oh, super cool. I think this is a Brockage prutah. Really, really cool. Brockage prutah. I had seen this and I forgot to note it. But that means it's an error where you have the incuse on the other side. That one will go to the gravy. Great pickup, but no, super, super neat. We have, I think, two more regular Hasmonean kings. Then we have a lot of the we also have a lot of the Roman procurators, and we also have Herod the Great. So I might run some Herods next. Here's the, I believe, last of these. This one shows up really nice on screen. Good looking coin. And then we have some Herodian, and then we actually have, it looks like Crispus. The Herods, though, are real solid, where they'll be, Kurt going to win that. Just take a look at this. This is Herod the Great with a fantastic cornucopia. I only have two Herods today. Beautiful. Herod is right around the time Jesus is born, prior to, after his death, you have the Roman procuratorship. There's a very clear anchor on the reverse, and a very nice, again, cross cornucopias. We have one other Herod. I think this is the nicer one. Actually, the other one looks pretty nice, though. Maybe you can see all the cornucopia. But tried to stock up on great biblical types for us here today. Here we have 040 Herod the Great. Same start price. Actually, when I look at that, it's a little less chunky over there, but very clear full cornucopia, and then solid detail on the other side. And then we can start. We won't go exactly chronologically. We'll just go with what we have in front of us. But we have some nice types on the prutah. And then we have some nice French 10 francs also in graded holders. Nice win there. 110. Let's see. This is going to be a 39, but I think this one will boom up. Man, that is nice. 3 grain ears. And beautiful umbrella. This thing, I think, has a lot of room. I'm looking at it, I'm asking my guys why we didn't put this in a fully graded holder, but that is how it goes. And Treasure Town often, it's good to leave a little bit on the bone as we sell stuff. Beautiful prutah. Again, Agrippa the First, I guess, is mentioned. I think he's pretty adversarial to a lot of the early Christians. Doing well, Prodigy. I'm doing well. I don't think too many of these Roman rulers, it takes until, Constantine the Great, maybe, I think Philip the Arab's wife, Oticilia Severa, was reasonably positive on Christians. Here's another one. Not quite as nice as the last one, but that umbrella is really clear. Canopy-like umbrella on the front of it. And then the reverse, you see the 3 grain ears. Just really clear. I think we have one other. Maybe in the middle we'll do a nice tetra. People had asked about Elagabalus earlier. But yeah, clear canopy umbrella type. We'll do the Elagabalus. And then let's see, 119 has some nice luster still, 1800 years later, and a great reverse eagle. Again, Antioch, Elagabalus. With very nice style. And then looks like there's one more of these. 49 start. We'll sudden death it, but give it 20 seconds. Grain ears reasonably clear. Yeah, Rusters, we have a couple more Romans. These are Roman Judea, actually, as a fun fact. Oh, shoot, sorry about that. Yes, I'll get that up. This one is this is definitely tougher to find. It's got this great tree on the reverse. I'll leave it at 49. I think it goes higher. But this is a Marcus Ambibulus 9 to 12 AD. So when Jesus would have been walking Judea. Oh, nice. No, that's very cool. I'm looking for this Gabala coin. What? I'm struggling to find the Gabala. This is a nice, also in Jesus' time in Judea, beautiful, I think, appearance and eye appeal here. 25. This is before the next procurator would have been Pontius Pilate, basically. And let me look for this Gabala coin a little bit, even more than I have been. Whoa, Tiff gonna win that, I think, fairly attractively. 49 bucks start. Oh, that's fantastic. I mean, I think it's really fun. Good reverse detail. No, there really are just like a ton of interesting. I feel like getting to handle these, I get to learn so much about the world, and I love that about it. I'll get a Roman one up soon, but again, I'm looking like it is only a benefit to me if I can sell you this coin from Gabala, and I'm looking all over and I cannot seem to find it for the life of me. That one is. I have some similar ones. This one is actually really beautiful. Valerius Gratus. Just fantastic shape. Looks like you almost get like a little regnal ear on there. You have the full IOV, AIA, LE. Oh, wow. Nice win for Tiff. We have Antoninus Felix as well. Oh, and then we have to do some of the Roman Judaean. This is going to be later. So this is actually Antoninus Felix from 52 to 59 AD. And so that he would have been under the reign of Claudius in AD 54 or so. Again, not the most common prototype. Gravy gonna win those. We do have some Jewish war ones that I'll call those out. This one actually has a really clear. You can see that crossed like that X. That is so, that's the biggest. Ooh, and the reverse looks pretty good. I had missed that. The tree with the lettering KAI underneath. I think this one could bid up. Have a good one, Beth. Thank you. 9 p.m. Where are you tuning in from? That's actually really fun. Are you in Europe somewhere? And also, I'm not trying to get your address out in public, but I forget that that's a thing because I'm from the West Coast here. Auctioning, we often do ones in Texas. Oh yeah, that's a good point. If also, yeah, don't want Beth to think that we're trying to do any crazy location finding. Very nice. Sounds good, Braves Jab. Yeah, I mean, I saw that. I was pretty concerned. But I was also thinking that, if it's my time to go, it's my time to go. Yeah, have a good one. Thanks. And I'm sorry I couldn't find the Gabala. That's my bad. This is the last of these. Very good eye appeal, I would say. Li. I actually don't think. I think retail. I think that there's a good bit of juice on them. I think I'm just selling too many of them. So, again, you might be able to wait a long time and find the exact right person who'd, not be. This is the Jewish war, though. So the Judean people revolt um, from all these procurators under Nero, and they fight from 66 to 70 AD. Eventually, Vespasian is brought in to take, basically, there's an amphora on the reverse. These are actually a really popular type. Some of these are a little low grade, but there's a very clear leaf there. I'll sell another one. I'm actually going to raise the price because this one's a little bit more. No, but the amphora is so clear, and you see all the Judean lettering around it on the reverse. It's really beautiful. We're going to keep it at 44, but I'm not going to raise it. But this is one of the last types. And again, worn, you can see the leaf, but that amphora, man, I think that there is a good bit of room. Isaiah's going to be upset that I'm not sending these for him. I'll send him some, but up to Judea. Yeah, exactly. This is after Jesus' death. So Jesus, Pontius Pilate, he is a procurator until this one's actually a little more worn. We'll do it for $39, but these are the last like distinctly Judean. After that, you're going to see Roman coins struck in modern day Judea, but they wouldn't have been their own kind of Judean currency. So this was 66 to 70 AD. And then we have a nice mix. The next ones are going to be Porcius Festus, who also would have been after Antoninus Felix, who we sold a bunch of. And then there are some other Roman types. And then we have plenty that are before his death, but like Jesus would not have been on the earth in human form while these coins were circulating, because they would have been after his death. They would have been more like Acts period. Yeah, there it even says there, Acts period of the Bible. Again, very good eye appeal on this. That's where I'm asking 49. And so, again, that one's insanely nice. I think I'll try 44. The other ones would be 49 if we want them. Yeah, I mean, I have a bunch of coins at NGC that have sat there for 15 months. Other times they move I think these took like 3 or 4 months, but still a long time to pay for the coins and pay the grading fees, then wait for them to come back and everything. So I don't know. That's where I also will try to get a little bit more on most NGC coins, and if I've graded it myself. These are Crispus. So Crispus, I think, was maybe a son of Constantine, and he was accused of kind of improper actions by Constantine the Great, and then that's the end of him. But this is as Caesar, so it says N-O-B. I think it's like noble, C-A-E-S, Caesar. Then on the reverse, it looks like Principe Juventus. I'm not exactly sure what the reverse is saying there, but no, I mean it's a nice looking type. Today it's weighted much towards the graded ones. Generally, I'm selling any early Saxon. Sorry, Rusters, I didn't see you. No, but I love early Saxon in terms of trying to buy it. I have a good bit of British types though. That's a really charming coin. Yeah, Rob, that sounds like me. We're in the same boat. Yeah, let me see. If you type in United Kingdom, I did upload a good bit of modern stuff, some of which isn't even ready. But there should be some like hammered pennies and that kind of thing. That's about, hopefully, that is sufficiently early British enough. These are like beautiful Hasmonean. These are probably like a $36 start. Sudden death, 20 seconds. Man, 103 to 76 BC. There's the anchor with good lettering. Nice coin. Before Normans, yeah. No, that's great taste in coins. I don't have those. Very good taste in coins. Here we've got, let's try a 32, which is our regular coin star on it. It's hold, but man, isn't the star nice? It's like, are you willing to accept that flan flaw on the coin? Pirate coins? Oh shoot, I brought them to the show and I forgot to upload them. Would you like me to try to get some? Maybe like 7,000, 8,000, Rob? So I'm for sure crossing fingers. That is not a small amount of coins for me. Yeah, all right, I'll upload some of the pirate stuff. They're not too, that's coppers. I also do have, isn't that crazy though that I have like 7 or 8,000 coins? It might be more, honestly. I think that's about right though. I don't think it's more. And I don't think I'm even the one clogging up the system. I'm clogging it up a little bit, but I think there's some people who have more than that over there. Sounds good. Yeah, Braves, I've got to get those. You asked for that earlier, and I felt bad I didn't get it. WY33. I paid a lot for some of these guys. Man, isn't it nice? It's like really good condition. So it would be a little pricier. Like 79-ish. It's better. I'm supposed to kind of not say it. But if I'm their 104 coin hunter, I have $80 is what I have to pay the guy who I have them on consignment from. Beautiful florin. The pirate ones are not graded. And then we also, so if the graded Romans, I have some. It really depends what you're looking for. Like these are nice Salinina VFs with a nice reverse. It's probably like a $60 start, but I could see them going a little higher than that. They were nicely silvered because at this point they're not putting the full amount of silver that they should be into the coins. It says Concordia on the reverse. And this is an empress or female ruler, which is kind of fun. Again, nice portrait of Salinina. And then, graded Romans is a pretty wide-ranging. If you have a little more of a clue as to what you're looking for specifically, I can try to work a little better off that. We've got very nice zoo-type Gallienus. With a great Pegasus there on the reverse, too. $60. I think this could go nicely higher. Very solid obverse as well. I want to show that Pegasus, though. Catch the light. It's dark, but like it's super nice chocolatey surfaces. Fantastic type. Bulgarian, yes. I've got great Christ Bulgarian coins. Definitely, Cal. Which one, how much is that? I'm not sure which coin you were referring to. Nice win there for Eman Resu. We have a couple other ones similar. But yeah, we have great Bulgarian type coins. This is going to be, I think, like, let me just make sure 219 is not, sometimes I think something is like one price and I pay a lot more for it. At 219, I make like $30 on this guy. Beautiful minus the mount. This side is great. It's Johann Ernst and his 7 brothers. Fantastic silver taller. Yeah, for sure. We've got, let's see, in terms of, there's a couple different zoo type. Like this is a magnificent stag as well, of Gallienus. It just faces up really well. If you look, a very classic type. And I've just enjoyed offering to the extent that I have gotten them in. Today I had a couple different designs, so I tried to spread things out. But yeah, nice Gallienus Stag Antonianus, nice win there. Right here we've got, I think this one is like a Pegasus type. Beautiful. Pegasus style. Oh, that's great. Probus, I think, was a very militaristic ruler. I think he comes in after Tacitus, and then I think who is right after Probus? I think it's Carus. Is that right? And then Carinus. Jimbo leading. Let's see this one. All of these, choice VF again. I think that there's good room on them. That one is like, it looks like a little deer. And it says Diana. Just such sharp lettering is lovely about them. With the C underneath. Beautiful. And I think after this, it's all different animals. The last one will be a panther, but I have, I think, 3 total more. Shipwreck, yes, Bangers Miami. We've sold a good number of them. We're out of the 8 reals and lion dollars, but we have some 4 reals. They're like in the kind of $450-ish range, maybe a little bit less. So I'd be happy to pull some if you're interested in looking in that range. I don't think so. Those are really cool. Calcura, sure. Let me try to find that Eku. Very sharp, again, zoo type. Left facing. 38, 57, 58. This is Choice VF. They're all NGC Shipwreck. All NGC Shipwreck. So if you type in Shipwreck, I actually am one of the few whatnotters that will always put everything that's actually being sold so that you can search for it. And you can tell me what you might like. There we have one of the XII. That's interesting. I wonder if, because we just sold some that were XI. Man, isn't that a nice verse of Gallienus? Appomaetet, for sure. Driftwood. Great to hear from you, by the way. I think in front of it we have an Eku, and then we'll do our last one, which I think has the very fun, I don't know if it's a rarer type, but I always like them. This is the Panther type. And then we'll be gone of our Gallienus. Let's show this like slinking panther. Very fun. We have the Akus, but let me pull that EC. And then we also have a lot of I think the Appomaetet is something like a low 200s, but it's really nice eye appeal. It's not super cheap, but I think you'll see why I'm asking. Kind of worn dies on the front, but let's flip this thing over. beautiful and insanely nice looking snake portraits there. $249. That would net me about $50 profit on this coin. Amazing. Here is, again, solid snake basket, but the snakes on there are out of this world on the reverse. Beautiful. Alexander Tetras, I might have one of them, but they've been expensive. I just had somebody buy some from me that were not quite this nice for $550 a pop. That was higher than I thought they would be paying. It would be more about the dies that were striking them, Urban Vagabond. So, you're hammering metal into them, if that makes sense. And so, the coins wear down the dies after you strike a ton. So it would have been worn, like that one side, it was not wear that was after the fact, but it was when it was struck. This is a more of a retail price, but a beautiful Zeus with the bird. Absolutely, Rusters, thank you. Macedonian tetradrachm. You have the Alexandroi in the corner, a great wreath, and then the H monogram underneath. Just a beautiful tet. That is a really nice coin. Again, we have some of these Mauryan Karshapana. I just paid $11 for these guys in front of us here. And so I've been trying to get 13, 14 really. These are little Indian silver squares. From about 21 to 2300 years ago. They're all counterpunched. Let's see. Really, really nice. Historic type. Let's see what we could find. We've got some of these guys. We have some Japanese types. We have 20 seconds for 1942 shilling. I'll tell you what it melts for. $13.55. Beautiful ram shilling, back of melt at the moment. Minton in San Francisco is kind of fun. So tariffs should not apply to that one. If somebody has to import it back to the States. This would be, we'll start at that $13 range again, which is already back of melt. 1940 shilling with the ram portrait. A little scratch, but King George the 6th. Yeah, definitely Oklahoma. It's funny. The nice thing is that the WX47 I bought when silver was way cheaper, so I'll probably be willing to sell that a lot cheaper than I think the other one I paid like 40 something bucks for, whereas that one I paid like, and I know that that's not how I should sell them, but it does end up mattering for me because I'll pass on a deal if I got it. Oh, and the Ekus. Sorry. 58. There's also, I would call your attention to some of the wholesale offerings that I have. These I paid in the high 80s for. These would be $119. And I think they could go a lot higher than that, but we'll see. Beautiful Louis the 15th crown size silver. This one is a little bit earlier, slightly more worn, but the eye appeal on it is really, really good. We'll do it for $1 less. Just awesome looking Eku here. And then let's try to find this WX47. Um, you know, I don't think I have that coin anymore. I'm sorry. I don't know where they went though. Actually, let me make sure. There's two places they could be. Maybe I put them over here. Oh yeah, I did. Shoot. So I accidentally deleted one. That's okay. We'll go 39, which is less than the cost of the other ones. 1840 British India rupees, East India Company. Sync, are they the VF ones? I think those are like 139. I paid low hundreds range. That is a Indian Phantom at a 104 start. The small gold. Yeah, so Frosty, we do have the gold, and you can always type in gold, and you can see what is marked as gold. I do have a couple of pale gold dinars that somebody bought for 140. Well, they bought everything. They said that they would buy any that I had at 140, and so I've sent most of them to them. Going a little slow, I guess. Oh no, it's out of tiny ancients. I think the Phantom. Well, we have a lot of. We also have some like Greek fractional silver as shown on screen. Often dollars start or close to it. Yeah, so we could run some of those, but we have to do some of the gold Phantoms in nice conditions soon. 173. We also have a bunch of Judean bronze that are ungraded. Those are like $24. But we'll do some of the gold little Phantoms at, again, 104 start. We've already sold one today. And we'll offer the rest that we have. I've got 4 left in my inventory. These are early 1700s. I think that it's like a little lion type thing on this small gold coin. And you can see the tail curled in the back. Mint state 63. Oops. Let's see what else. We had said we could do maybe some Greek fractions, which could be fun. I think I might try some of these. Well, we'll do a couple prutah just because they were so popular. But these, if you don't care as much about having them in a holder, many of these are still like pretty good looking coins, I would say. $24, 3 grain years. This is the Herodian Dynasty Herod Agrippa. WY 3733. What is that coin? Looks like it's a nice. There again, grain years really clear. Yeah, some of them will be buck and go. I'll probably then get upset that they're selling too cheap. There you can see the umbrella canopy, but then the 3 grain years are super clear on this one. And so at this level, selling them, able to make about $5. Let's find some of the dollar start. Where did they go? There you can see actually pretty good detail. Looks like something left facing, maybe head. It almost looks like a little mini dolphin, but I'm not sure. Nice incuse there. A Roman Republic. I should have some Roman Republican denarii that are pretty solid looking. This one should double or triple or more. We'll see. A pretty quiet start to the fractions. Let's see. This one is a nice little Ionian lion. It looks like it's facing to the right. Pretty clear detail. That's the back of it. And then there we have, it's like a Tetrartemorian, a little birdie on the back. Sounds good, Jason. Let me try to pull that one for us. I'll get that soon. Dang, some really, maybe people, just as a heads up, some of those Greek fractions are running if you'd requested them. I think they've been real attractive. That's going to be the same coin, Ionian lion, I believe. Or it might be, but you can see the lion with its outstretched mouth there. Very fun. What's going on, Ogre Time? How are you? How did those shoe test, by the way? I think the ones that, some of the ones I've given away to me look like they might be some of the more modern ones. Very interesting. I can't tell if that's like a little, like an animal there. It kind of looks like a little birdie. Oh, sounds good. Yeah, my guess is the ones that you'll have will be quite low percentage, just based off how I had, I sorted them basically, and I didn't want to give away, because I think the ones that could be good, like, and of that time could be maybe even worth more. There you see very clear, like, lion's snout or mouth, I believe. Nice little Greek fraction. And there's not infinitely many more of these in my inventory. I think I brought everything that I have. This one is a nicer and a bit larger planchet. It looks like a Thracian Chersonesos. This one, I think if I'd ID'd, would be like $40. Yeah, that's a really cool one. Yeah, that should be Thracian Chersonesos silver. And then here's the last from this group. Let's see what we've got. This one looks possibly a little less valuable. I can't exactly see. Could it be like a lion facing at us? I'm not sure, like with the two eyes. Kind of reminds me of the Greek silver sixth stater, but in a much smaller form. This one looks nice. Looks like a little, like, almost. What do you guys see there? It looks like either a face or like a mini Hecate. I do not recognize that type, which makes it more interesting. It's always fun to have a little bit of intrigue around it. Whoa! Is that like a Boeotia? There looks like an O and a T on the back, and then some very clear design there. I could see this one bidding for a bunch. Fine to give away. Alyssa gonna win that one. This one has some similar themes to it. I'm not sure. Maybe that's more of like a bird or a pine cone or something. Might be a bee. You're right. How are you doing, Miller Ancients? How's the show that you ran? I know I was not able to buy from you because I had a lot of work going on. How was that show? Nice. Oh, I'm so glad to hear it. Oh, that one has like a face on the back of it. Or no, maybe I just saw that. But it kind of does, doesn't it? Little eyes, ears, nose, mouth. And I feel like shows have been solid. That one is a little Tetrartemorian. There should be a lion. Yep, there's the little, I think, it's not super on flan. Actually, it's on flan enough there, but there's that little like birdie on the back of it. That should be like a $20 coin plus. I think these are, at some point I'm like, I can't ID everything that I have in my possession. That one has a great ink use reverse. But yeah, Greek fractions, sometimes you know, it's good to just pass on some fun coins and get them out the door. We have some Karshapana. I try to wholesale you, but I don't have that many in my possession. I think I have 50 here. Oh, that's a great. It looks like you can even see almost the eye and like this outstretched mouth of some kind of birdie. It looks really good. Let's see. 0908. Whoa, that's really fun. It's like almost like a little. Is it a scorpion or a fish or something with a bunch of legs? Octopus? Who knows? Ezekiel's gonna win that. Do I have 10? No. There's only like 11 left of these. Whoa, this one's also pretty big. Not exactly sure what this guy is. Is it like a forepart of a boar? I'm not really sure. I think there's definitely tollers down below. Maybe I need to go to 20 seconds for these because I think there's some interesting types in this mix. Very good detail. Let's see, give it 20 seconds. I don't know what this guy is. Looks like something interesting. I think it's silver. Yeah, it looks like a... Oh, is this one of the... I'm not sure which... Is it Campanilla or whatever it's called? Grape cluster. Yeah, these Greek fractions, I wish I, again, knew more about them. Very interesting types. Yeah, the scorpion, I think I probably just should have sent him to Zach. But he might not have wanted them either. Very nice. Not sure what I think that's what it is. It's like a bearded head. It looks like kind of Metapontian almost. Two nice sides on this one. This should bid up pretty high. I'm rooting for the States in the World Baseball Classic. Really nice. Nemesis gonna win that one. That's a bigger lion and then some kind of obverse head on the other side of it. Well, can't get every last dollar, I guess. Very nice, both sides of this guy. And then, let's see. After I have these, I don't have anybody else who's offering me these silver. I don't know what that coin is. Super nice ABD. Congrats. Huh, that one will go for... On the right, it could be... there's a taller down there. It looks like we've got 5 more of these, so if people will bear with me while I run the last of these. I think they're pretty fun. And then we will find something else exciting to offer. Well, that one looks... That kind of reminds me of the 4-part style. Yes, sounds good. Oh yeah, great. I think lion outstretched. Dang it, $20. That one's not too bad. Yeah, we'll do those next. I don't have a lot of the no grade I'm out of. Oh, that one actually looks fun. It looks like the head of like a ram or something with a little horn, as you can see. I think I'm out of a lot of the no grade. We do have the Pomeroy Hoard ones, which are like $69 starts. I think we sold one of them earlier. Not sure what that guy is. The design there, is that an Ionian little bee or something? I'm not sure. I hope it's not. I don't think so. I'm not sure. Let's see. Dollar start. We've got 2 more to dollar start. Oh man, that looks like a really nice like horse fraction. Looks like the head of a horse, almost like a knight in a chessboard. And then the last of these fractions. Nice incuse reverse. And then some kind of design. Sounds good, Nemesis. We'll run that one. We have a lot of, sounds good. The Saturninus is a little pricier. The other ones will be less expensive. Nice wins though on those. They're always fun. Where are the Saturninus, Pomeroy, Hoard? The other ones will be $69. This would be $89. Saturninus as Caesar does not rule for a very long time. A Hoard from Belgium, discovered in the 1970s, 258 to 260. It was a Hoard of 181 Antoniani, and it had been expertly preserved, cataloged. Beautiful. And then we have some of the less expensive, like a Valerian. We could even knock a little more than that off this one. But then the reverse is pretty nice. $60. Again, the Hoard provenance just does add a lot in terms of how I think about selling them. Very, very solid Valerian type. Our Salinina is maybe a $64 coin. 65. Yeah, 65. I'm not surprised to see this bid up a little bit. That's one of my goals, is to collect like one coin from as many Hoards as I can find that are portable antiquity scheme ones, or as an equivalent in a different European country. $64. Yeah, of course. Here is a Salinina who would have been ruling under Gallienus. And we do have a posthumous. The really cool thing with Hoards too is you can often find the date that they would have been struck or made, or that they would have been deposited into the ground by, whether it was a soldier or somebody putting away some stuff for savings. This is going to be, I'll start at 49. This is an ancient forgery plated Antonianus. I think 49 is a very reasonable place, but really cool style. Would not have been officially struck at Rome, but probably would have been good enough style to pass for a while. Frosty, what did you want me to... Let me see. AR and AE. Oh, you were only looking for Roman Republic. Sorry, I thought that it was like and Imperial. I'm going to run a Marcus Aurelius Denarius for 134, but then we'll run Marcus Aurelius posthumous, so you have the nice altar on the reverse. Let's try to find... I'm out, I think, of most of the Roman Republic. I have some denarii, but most of them have grades at this stage, so they jump up a bit in price. Nice 139 start on this Libo Denarius. Roma Denarius. This says Roma on it, so I think this one could be hot competition. I don't think the price is too aggressive. It's a nice Roma Denarius Urban. You can see on the reverse, immediately gets a bid. It's got Roma clear as day, and it's not like I have a ton of these sitting around. I might have a couple others, but I don't think that I have all of them that just say Roma really clearly on them. Maybe one. It has the nice X for Tenasarion. We also have some of the really early ones, but these maybe paradoxically are going to jump up in price. 190, 179. There you have Nice one for Tiffany. And then 179 on this one too. It's a very early. This one is a dog type, so it has a little doggy running along. Really cool. Roman Republican type. Trying to think if there's other. I do have some. That one will go to Tiff. Nice one. Are there any other Roman Republic? The next ones that popped up here are these very fun Thracian half sigloi. Am I going to run the with the standing on a dolphin? I will. I'll run it next. Let me just look what I paid. I think it will end up being something like a. Yeah, I paid 121, so I'll start for 149, I guess. It's a little tighter than I normally do. Oh, and people had asked about the LMA's tetragram. Sounds good. Has a nice little charming flan crack in there. Am I going to run the taller? Yeah. Sorry. Thank you. 06-1504. What is 06-1504? These are nice looking. It looks like I double uploaded them though, so I'm going to have to do a little bit of clearing them out. $19 for a. Oh, you know what? I think that tetragram is no longer. I think it's at grading. Actually, no. Maybe it's over here somewhere. It could be the other place that I would have stored it. I'd rather sell it to you. Yeah. I found it. Beautiful. Sure. I would. This one is not so cheap. It's probably like a 79 start, which is a little closer to retail. But also, if I could buy 100 of these for $60, I probably would. I don't know if that kind of makes sense. Salinina tetragram. And let me pull that Marcus. There's also some other NGC Roman Republican. There's some ancient Chinese. Again, Consecratio. I don't think it's too aggressive of a price. Let's see. Where did it go? No sudden death. I did. It didn't sell. I tried it for 149. Nice. Altar reverse. Thank you, Platinum Pirate. Let me look if I have any more of them. It does look like there's a couple. Oh, and then I also have an ancient British stater. This first one is a better type. It has this great wolf on the reverse. It says Roma. Probably like $219. The other two will be cheaper. Hosidius CF Geta. Beautiful 60 or 64 BC Roman Republican silver with a great Satrianus wolf on the back. And then we've got a couple. This is the Sabine, the Roman soldiers carrying the Sabine women. 159, 89 BC. There they have their shields. The last one is also going to be similarly priced for a Julius Bursio. Let's see. This is probably going to be like 159. See, that one is going to go. This one's kind of interesting. It is a Cherasene Kingdom Atemblos tetradrachm. Don't see it very frequently at all. 48 to 24 BC. Miller Ancient's the first bid there. It's kind of cool. I just haven't seen much in the way of Cherasene Tets. So I was pumped when I was able to land one. Nice one for Tiffany. We've got this one. I did pay $95 for it. I think I overpaid a little bit in terms of being able to sell at retail. $95, NGC fine Trajan. So I'd take whatever $8 hit on whatnot fees. It's not a bad price retail, but I don't think it's such a hot price from a reseller angle. Wild Bill coins and such. The VFs jump up a lot. The NGC in front of me, yes. I think this one is like a really nice eye appeal coin. But I can't find it. Oh, that's going to be frustrating. Oh no, I did find it. It just has the wrong NGC number. This one would be like 129. Beautiful Roman Republican. Janiform head there. Fantastic. Amatilius Serranus. Don't get in coins like that every day. Let's see, that one is going to go to Emma Meal. Congratulations. 154 for a Pomeroy coin of Posthumous. And actually, it's Billin, but it's pretty good looking here. And I haven't seen that Posthumous reverse type of the Pomeroy Hoard. Posthumous, very clear. Again, Belgian Hoard. Very, very interesting. And then we also have the other one sold earlier. I think it's going to be a half Siglos. $59 start of Thrace Byzantium with a cow super clear on their obverse there, and a couple of bids to get that one moving up. We also have Great Hadrian VF Denary, 159 start, unless it's a super rare reverse type. Let's see. Like, very fun Adventius Augustus. Just interesting reverses. That I was really pumped to get. We even have a Concordia reverse. Really, really pretty. Tried to basically just go for awesome types here. SPQR collection, I honestly have no idea. I think it's just what the guy that I bought these from, I think he slabbed them and he had them part of it. This says Concordia on the reverse. So again, only looked for interesting reverse types out of these guys. But my assumption is that it's like a, it's basically just nice, the ancient coin, it's like a Roman theme, but I'm honestly not 100% sure. Where did this one go? It should be a Hadrian and VF. Another interesting reverse. This one is going to be consul for the third time. And it talks about, it looks like Felicitas Augustus, but with the lettering below the seated portrait. Or the, not seated portrait, the seated, well, it must be Felicitas, and great looking Hadrian on the front of that guy. We also have an older portrait, Concordia. Again, all in VF condition, so really, really nice. This one for CG. Also have some of the hand hellers. And I'm selling a lot of Hadrian. We do have some Trajan, but fantastic. What does that say? Part? I think that's talking about probably conquering some part of Parthia. But so much lettering on the end of it. Concord, very clear. And then there is, I think it's more advanced in age, Hadrian look. We have a Sallust portrait, which is very charming. We also have Maximinus Thrax, a pretty popular militaristic. He was like 6'6", huge ruler. We have a couple of his items. But there is Sallust. And then, yeah, here's Thrax. 149 choice VF. With Pax on the reverse, which is somewhat ironic given of how military focused Thrax was. Emma Meal, the first bidder. See where this one lands. Maybe it stays at 149. Congrats. Let's see. This one here is a different reverse. So this one is going to be very well-centered Fides portrait with really intricate detail in the face and military standards. And then what other items do we want to run? We have an Apollonian dram, it looks like. This is going to be a little cheaper if people wanted, a $79 BC silver dram, denarius size coin. It's probably like $400 Coin Hunter. It's a Kilfrome Hoard, Augustus denarius. And then we have a couple of the Parthian. We have Gondophares. I know these are interesting types. They're early to mid first century. I paid $75. Sold a good number of them at this stage. This one is 94. Beautiful horse obverse. Not surprised to see an immediate bid. We'll see where this one bids up to. I do have one other. We should be getting some stuff like that back, Hunt Bus, within a month or two from NGC. I think the ones that I have left, I think all have subgrades, and I've paid even a little more than $150 for them. So I don't think I'd have them today, but depending on your patience, we should be able, and I think $150 is going to be under what you can get a decent looking no grade one. I wouldn't be shocked if we would start it at 139 or something either. It might not even be $150. Hopefully it bid there, but like I don't even know that we'd guarantee that we'd want to start at that level. We have some really good looking Arsacid Ptolemaic tetradrams. I think somebody asked for these earlier and I didn't have it, but these are like really large tetradrams with a very interesting portrait. You have like almost an upside down anchor and a moon. Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm going to be coming out with a video, I think, next week that will show just some incredible coins. Again, it's like a $20,000 collection. Maybe I can even preview some of them later today. I think our rule is going to be to dollar start like at least 75% of it, but it was built on whatnot over time. Again, beautiful LMA's Tet. Would like to secure for a gift in a month. Let me see. There's one. It's got choice fine, I think, and it's a scuffed coin. I'm not totally confident I could get it down to that range, and I'm not just trying to be like. I don't want to sell you a coin that I would lose money on. But I'll try to beat anything on eBay. There's two more of these. Let me just look what I paid for the Marcus that's left here. But I don't want to lose if I'm selling it. Because Marcus Aurelius, I mean, I basically buy anything. And very clear. Let me just do a little bit of research into the one that I bought. Let's see. I could do this one at 180. I actually would make money at 180. It's funny, I'd pay a lot for them, but yeah, at 180. I'd actually make let's do 169. I could see it bidding higher than that. Oh no, shoot! This is as Caesar. Sorry, this is not lifetime. Funny. That was my best effort. I think the other Marcus ones are going to be a lot pricier. Oh, that is awesome. the gravy. It's really fun. I'm hoping to make a lot better YouTube videos. Recently, it's mostly I haven't had as much time just because I do work a different job and I love the coins, so I'm feeling like trying to go as not full throttle. I don't know if that makes sense, but like getting more into them. In terms of what would happen if I could run a show every day? I think I could probably, do reasonably if I was at that pace of sales. But I haven't made any final decisions or anything. I work. I do strategy. I do a corporate strategy type and corporate finance type job, which I think is really interesting. And this is a little pricey, I would say. 129 but it's a good looking Lucius Verus. That was the co-ruler with Marcus Aurelius. I'd have to pick up something like healthcare. Actually, my wife works, so. But it's not super easy. And I think the other thing is like right now I don't withdraw any money from my inventory, if that makes sense. So let's see. We have some Antiochian tetradrams. They do have a graffiti moniker on them, but I can't really see it. There's like maybe tiny little scratches in the field, but I think that's pretty harsh. I paid $95 for these guys, so I'm offering them at $119. Gravy's gonna pull that one. I feel like there's one thing I was thinking that would be really fun is to try to make a. This one is a little tougher shape, so we go to 114. It's got like some funny blue toning on it. It's NGC VF, but I just think in terms of, I mean, it's cool, but I've got it for a little cheaper price, and then we have like another one that would be 119, but I could see it jumping higher. That one will go to the gravy. Let's see this one, 029, 119. We'll see where this one lands. Beautiful example. And I could see this one going up a good bit from the present. We've got, this one is back to a 114 start. It's just got a little bit of chipping, I think, on the front of it. Not a bad coin at all. Still getting that VF designation. And then what else could be? We do have denarii. And we'll go to the gravy. Do we have more of these? Looks like there might be one left, which will run at 119, but I really like how expansive. Where is the graffiti on this, though? Maybe it's this tiny little scratch in the corner. I don't think that, like the Japanese yen that I'd called out. I guess there's some like little nicks in the field there, but I think this is the last of these guys. Let's find a giveaway, maybe. Fire one on, and then we can hold that for the future. We've got we have an interesting mix of coins still with us. There's some Schwäbisch Hall. I think I paid 60 a pop for those. These are nice denarii. Oh yeah, and I keep forgetting about the Zhou Dynasty. These are Caracalla denarii at 89 bucks VF. Nice Victoria reverse. I think the next one might be a little pricier. Yeah, but still fun. Marcus Wu leading. And if there's any requests, there's often types that I've forgotten about for a little while, and then I remember I have them, and people really like them. Like, where is this? Nice ant nose money, 24 bucks sudden death from about 400 to 220 BC in China. Ancient gold, I have some 1700s tiny gold phantoms. I paid 80 for them. I'd be offering them at 104. And then let's see, we've got another Caracalla. This one is like a clean 100 bucks. No sudden death. Really nice reverse of, I think it's Providentia. And then beautiful on the front. And then we'll try some of the handhellers possibly as well. At a 74 start price. No sudden death. These are medieval right hand of God. Silver German coins. Very interesting. About 1250 to 1400 of the Schwäbisch Hall. They're very fun. Nice win. This one, might protect the price a little bit there. See where these land. I think the last one maybe it's a clear hand. And then we do have some of the other biblical type coins. Let's see though. This one, we have only 2 left of these. Very nice hand on the front of that. Marcus Wu. Oh, and that's got a good reverse. And last but not least, we have the Schwäbisch right here. The nice, it's almost like a muted cross there, but it's pretty. Yeah, that one will go. Most expensive, I sold one through an auction house for $8,400. That's probably the priciest one that I've sold. I think on Whatnot, I sold a nice stater in gold for about $2,900. Here we have a beautiful Mithrapoda 6 stater, 59 start, no sudden death. This is ancient Asia Minor silver. Dynas of Lycia, which I think would have been in the west of modern day Turkey. Really, really pretty. Yes, Kalkir. Absolutely. I'll maybe run, I think I have 2 more of these guys. They have a lion on the front of them, the scalp of a lion, and then a Triskele. That one has a really nice dolphin on the back. And ancient dolphins are often a popular motif. AC. Start to look for it. And then our last for the immediate term, it's going to be this one, and then we'll do the request on the treasure of that field. Gravy will be the first bidder there. 1729. Those are like a little more. They're probably like $69 starts. Beautiful Dynas type. This is going to be $69. Discovered in a field in France in 1981. Saint-Thibault Hoard, 1729. Little French half écu. Wild Bill is going to snag that one. Here is, I had a handful from this group. This one's the BB mint. Kind of interesting. And then I think there's 2 more here, then we'll move on. That one's pretty sharp looking. And then there's so many different items that we could offer. We have nice Japanese silver. We have a lot of ancients, often with holders. We have a lot of cheaper ancients, if that's interesting to people. Here's the last of these for this sale. 1728. Let's see. We have a nice mix. Japanese silver, sure. I just wholesaled out a bunch at $39. So then I'll go for 44. Basically, I make like $2 above that. if they sell there. Nice win for Gravy. I'll have to watch out. Glad that you're getting some nice credit on the next buy. Edo Mint, $44. Nice little boo. David Apron. Just going to lead this one to start here. And it's always interesting to me how the market shifts around over time. I remember it used to be these guys were, I'd sell these for $25, but I wasn't paying way more than that for them at the time. I'd be paying like, $19 a boo or something. Now, market is totally different. We got a nice Tokugawa coin. We got, I think, 2 more of them. That one's really shiny. There's some of the 100 Mon. Love the luster here. The Florin, sure. Yeah, I tried it. It's like a $79 coin. It's a little pricier. If I can find it. That one will go to Kurt. Let's see on this one. Also kind of better looking. Yeah, I mean, let me show it to you. It's not like a worn one though. I think you'll see that one if you see it and you can think about it. I paid like £30 a piece for it and a couple other coins. I thought the guy charged me a little too much. I'll just buy him basically. I'll just take whatever he sends me and I'll pay him. But I thought he might have charged me a little too much on these ones. But there's really good detail on this. And I actually don't know what the Unky ones or like better looking ones go for. But it's a nice, it's got a lot of good detail on it. So I think that's ancient. I don't do any of the artifact stuff. It's not really my knowledge. I think there can be some different regulations around those ones I'm less familiar with. Here's a nice Florin. Let me see on... so I don't do any of the, like, artifact-type material. Let's see. A UK Florin. I was going to look for, like... and I think that this one it faces up pretty well. I was going to try to get like 49, I guess, on this one. Pontius Pilate. Yeah, I don't think we have Pontius Pilate. I think we sold out in my last show, but we have a ton of Herod Agrippa, who's the guy who comes after him. Nice 1914 World War I era Florin. Why don't we try some of the prutah that would come right after that era? So it would have been Herodian, referenced, believe, in Acts. This one's a really good looking one. $24. I'm gonna make like $4 or $5 if it sells at 24. I think it should bid up a little higher. It's really, nice looking though. Peace and Love, gonna win that one. How are you doing? Did you get those Domnas that I sent your way? I was really excited about those. And Isaiah should be grabbing the other one on Monday, which is awesome too. Yeah, I was so thrilled when I saw those. I hadn't even seen the photos of them, but I bought them right away. And I think I think it would have been, not that it had to go to you. I had you in mind when I bought them, but I think other people eventually would have liked them. Yeah, no, they were really nice. The Mint State, it's a lot, I can find AU ones. Choice AU, it's tough to find, but I'll jump for it when I can get it. And nice, that one's going to go to the Gravy. But the Mint State is a lot harder for me to locate, so it's always exciting when you get a good one. These nice prutah. This has a great canopy. This one's probably going to be a higher bidder for sure. The 3 grain ears are reasonably clear, I would say. Gina leading Coin Hunter ultimately will be going to Coin Hunter. Wow, that's really nice. Let's do 29 and no sudden death. Just from time, then we'll go back to with sudden death. But really, really pretty prutah. How are things? I was thinking of you. I know well, we could talk another time, but I have it in my prayer notes in April. Nice win for Gina. We've got $24 start over here. I think this one probably goes a little closer to that 24. You can see the grain ears clearly. You can see the umbrella canopy really clearly, but it's just a little, it's a little rougher of a planchette, I would say. We can come back to it too. There's also a couple other prototypes that we should have. Is it, well, let's try to find them. I think I have a couple Porcius Festus that are raw. That's really solid. Sudden death, watch out for it. Nice frond, NCP WNO on the back. Nice one for Brandon. $24 start here. Let's see. Yeah, very, very clear frond. And then you have the reverse as well, looking great. Coin Hunter, that'll actually go at the start. I mean, we have some that are like in holders like this, but that's at minimum like a 44 situation. Faces up quite well. Porcius Festus. Very nice graded type. We do have an Ambibulus, but that's more expensive. That's probably like a $69 start. And I think it could bid higher from there. They often do. This is a 4-year procurator. During Jesus' lifetime, prior to Valerius Gratus, this would be, there you can see the tree, also really nice on the reverse. It would have been after Herod. Gina gonna win that one. Yeah, are there anything in particular people would like to see? This one is going to be a Biblical Widow's Mite. There's a hole in it, so I'll start it for a little cheaper than I normally start them, $30, but that could bid right up because this starburst is super clear. This one theoretically could have been used in ancient Judea, because a lot of the other ones are after his death. Gina leading there. Right here, I mean, like this one is really... Some of these I'm going to start for a little more. This would be like a 44 start. It's just got such a clear anchor right there. I think that's super nice. Not as nice on the other side, but I mean that's the face up. That's really good. This one similarly just has such good lettering all around, and then you can see the anchor and you can see a good bit of the star. Very nice. This one is like super good under Nero. We'll start it for 59, but let it bid to where it may. It's super well centered, both sides of it. Porcius Festus. So nice. Congrats. We can do a couple. Again, I'm all open for. I know that was our mistake. I mean, we sent that one into grade. It should not have been a no grade. We do silly things sometimes, though. One. This is going to be a raw example of a nice Nero. Cost us a good bit to put in the holder. And then the turnaround time is a lot slower. Nice win for Gina. Should have a couple more of the canopies. This one's actually pretty worn. I'd start this. We lose a couple bucks at a 15 start, but if you're looking for a budget one, it's not terrible because you still have very clear 3 grain years. And I can't make money on every coin. These, I believe, melt for a little over 13 bucks, so we'll start them at 13. This is the last year of King George. It's a shilling. 1936, kangaroo and emu, I believe. Nice win for Eddie's Mint. Tell me what your guys are interested in, though. We can do more biblical. Absolutely. I'm happy to go in any direction here. Biblical sounds good. Simmons, would you like to see a couple more of the prutah? We'll do one more of these just because they're all over my desk here. I might do the other one later too. I think it's Melbourne Mint. Egyptian silver. I don't have much Egyptian silver. That's a really good request. I could run a couple of quite low grade ancient Ptolemaic Egyptian types. Bought these from a dealer out in Pennsylvania. And these are thought to potentially have been minted at the Kyrene Mint. Dollar start, you can see little heads on them, but they're really crudely struck in a fun way. There you can see good detail. Actually, this is a nicer example, but you see the face facing right. These are 3rd to 1st century BC. There's the other side. You can see some level of detail. At $3, that's I think quite appealing to win it in that range. We'll run another one, and we don't have to run all of them either. We have some of the Byzantine. We've got some Byzantine down in Texas that will be featured this Tuesday during the day. Doing well, Jay Dizzle. What are you looking for today? And then we also have some of so just a clear call out on these ones. These I bought from the leading, it's the place I buy most of my boo, but these were identified from the seller as reference pieces. So they are likely counterfeits. They could originate as early as the Edo period. There's potential for later reproductions, but they're generally made of silver, but often lower purity. So I have, I think, 4 of the boo and 3 of the shoe. Again, this is not the same as one of the 40, 50 buck ones, but this is a counterfeit. It is a reference piece. It's not guaranteed to be old. They also were not very likely produced yesterday. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense. And sounds good, Jay Dizzle. We will snag that shortly after we run through these very interesting reference piece boo coins. $4 is I paid a good bit more than that because it's not like they're making them these days. So we can do one more and we can also pivot away from it. But there's like a couple of hints. It's a little mushier in the design, so it might have been able to circulate for a little bit, as real. But eventually, for whatever reason, people were able to pick up on them that these weren't actually good coins. There's that kind of that break-even level. We'll maybe try 2 more, and then we can leave the shoe till later. I feel like it's often a little flatter surfaces. Sounds good. Yeah, Kyle Venom. So what they said. I'm skeptical because I just don't want to sell anybody something as silver if it's not guaranteed to be silver, but the reference pieces, they said that they're likely silver, but that some of them, you know, I'm actually getting a couple of them XRF'd, which would be really interesting to me. But like this one, it's off center too. It wasn't, you know, when people are making these references and counterfeiting, it's like they're often not at the same level of quality, but they would have been good enough to work for a time. So like these ones, these look a little more convincing, I think. But again, maybe the style, it's like a little too, you know, a little too clean on the edges. I'm not sure exactly what made these stand out, but they're interesting. And yes, Jay Dizzle, we've got that. We'll do the Judean types for you immediately after. We've got, again, 2 more here, and then we'll pull that beautiful Marcus Ambibulus, I think it is. Eddie's mint leading. And then, yeah, the Ambibulus ones have been real popular. We've got this last one here. This one looks more likely to have been called out because this would have been a little rare older one. But it also has, that's really interesting too. It looks like somebody did counter market at one point, which would have been maybe unlikely. And then we'll get that one for Tato. But first we have to do the Ambibulus. That one will go to Gravy. We've got 196. We have been starting these and having no problem at 69 bucks. I think that there's 2 left today. Very, very fun. 9 to 12 AD. So again, I think there is a premium for being like a Jesus's lifetime coin, and that makes sense to me, especially being a Judean type. But I think that ends up moving around what they normally go for. Let's see, 69 bucks on this. I think it's our last Ambibulus. We do have, I only have 1 Caponius in my inventory, and I'm like debating, should I send it back? I could show it. It would be 129, and that's pretty hot for a Caponia, you know, for any prutah. So I hope I'm not overcharging for it, but I'll let you guys be the judge when you see it. It is, in the submission, we only got 2 Caponius coins. 129. That's one side. That's the other side. 6 AD to 9 AD. Very, very pretty. Last one in my inventory. We'll see if it goes. It will. Then what do we have over here? We have the remnants of... So let's look coin by coin. I have this Aprochargus. Aprochargus. I have 135 into, so I'd offer it for 159. And some more silver tetradrachm. Beautiful, right-facing horse and ruler. Good detail on both sides. I mean, that's how it gets the VF designation. Sounds good. Be happy to find... Where's AD 0909? 03. Is it... I see AD 090303. I think those are like solid-looking Syrophoenician types. I've been starting them for like in the mid-80s, which they've sold a bunch in the past. This is like a fill-up example. The ones I have that are graded definitely range up a bit. So that one will actually go. And I'm not saying this to say this. These ones I got a better deal on. I just paid 90 a piece for a couple similar ones that are now at NGC, but I got a good deal on these ones. This has the nice leaping ram on the bottom of it. It's a Gordian. Really well silvered. I would not be surprised to see other people jump in. These can range up fairly quickly. Still, even at 100, I think that's not anything insane. And we've got Philip the First, or the last of these 3 that I'd brought. I think I have one that's holdered, but in a little less exciting condition. That one will go to the gravy. And then this one, again, it's not quite in as nice shape. Actually, the reverse is pretty good. The obverse is not as nice. I'd run it for $79, so actually cheaper than those ones. But I try to consider like how the coin actually looks. It does have a beautiful reverse eagle. And you can see all the lettering. It's just there's a little bit of issues on that side of the flan. Nice win. Let's see. So we have those. We have, I think, 2 Ptolemaic. I think I paid 95-ish on these. They're not tetradrams. I think I inadvertently called them the wrong. No, this is a dram. Yeah, paid 95, looking for 119. Sounds good, Gallianus. Let me pull that one right up next here. We'll do maybe 2 coins there. Very pretty example. This is an interesting Jetton, the Triple Alliance. This is not the one that was requested, but a really cool 1596. It has like almost like Hebrew in the clouds there, and like a boar. Really, really cool. We have a great Jetton collection coming in soon that I'm also really excited about. The other one is even a touch pricier, Gallianus, just so you know. Probably like a $69 start. It's the Victory of Maurice at Tourneau, but the surfaces are just awesome on it. Beautiful. You see like this full battle scene on the front. It's an amazing Jetton. And yeah, Danny, I'd be happy to. Let's see. We've got 59. We sold all the ones that we had pulled out earlier. Are these all British half pennies? No, there's some French mix in there. I think there's like, but there's at least. I think that this start price is not where I would encourage them to end, but I will start them at the $20 level. This is the Glory to Britain example. Duke of York halfpenny, 1795. We'll get a giveaway going as well. But yeah, really fun. Halfpenny. Oops. We've got, I think, another 2 over here. This is going to be the Isaac Newton type. Why don't we, I think it's just as much. $20 is the same as doing $1 start. Beautiful halfpenny, 1793. Isaac Newton. It looks like there's some scratches in the fields that you can see there, but still really cool. 422. What is that coin? I should have it, but it's not registering. I wonder if I sold it and it didn't go or something like that. $20 on this one. How much would you guys pay for crowns? I had somebody offer me 16 crowns for $74 a pop. Seleucid. Oh, you know what? I don't think I have that. I think that there's like a really rare variety on it that Gabe called out, and I never took it down from the show. Are there any other Seleucid coins that I could run for you, though? I feel bad just saying, hey, I don't have it. But it was a really cool type. WY2801. Interesting mother of pearl Chinese gaming chip. Ex Carl Baltzersen. Really kind of beautiful. It had already been graded. That one will go to the gravy. I think these might strengthen in terms of, I guess these are more like blank circle shape, so those are probably going to be some of the less pricey ones. There's a couple that I probably want to start here in like the 19 range, but if it's a less intricate pattern, we'll keep it affordable. I think it's a way for my personal Rob. I still did pay more than $4 for them. We'll see. Another mother of pearl, but it's good to also make sure there's some solid deals and opportunities. What's going on, Glenn? What can I find for you? What are you coming here and looking for? That one will go to the gravy. These ones are going to jump to about a $19 start, but I've had these bid way higher than that in the past. They're generally pretty sought after. Very, very nice style, especially in the fields. Silver, you're looking for silver? NGC Ancient Widowsmite. Brennan, I've sold so many of those today that I'm basically almost out, except for some ones in really magnificent condition. So the ones I have are really expensive. If you come back, well, actually, I think Monday will be my last show then for maybe like 10 days or no, maybe like 2 weeks. Yeah, it's going to be like 2 weeks that I'll be away. This one has really intricate. It's also got this, it says somebody attached, must have been when they bought it 50 years ago. I love getting an old collection. Sounds good. And Brennan, these are gaming tokens that would have been used and produced by China from the 1700s to the early 1800s. And they're struck in mother of pearl. And so they often have really nice appearances. We also have some of the Thai gaming chips, which would have been struck for China, but they ended up actually being used to an extent as circulating currency within Thailand. Here's the last of these mother of pearl ones. Then we do some of the widow's mites, and then it's time to go find a bunch of Thai pricey NGC Inksville. Yeah, it's this is what I'm talking about. So when it's that well struck, I'm asking, and it's more of a retail price here, but I've also seen these go for way more. I actually sold some very similar ones, sell in a group for $60 ungraded yesterday, and I'm not kidding on that. Gravy will be the first bidder. I can see this one bidding up. I appreciate it, Gina. Yeah, we've got some fun. We had a really cool collection that I got to unbox. We also have a couple more of the, let's see, AE 60-01-19. This is going to be, this will be basically very close to replacement cost, but these are 37 to 43 AD Judean prutah. This is under Herod Agrippa, the procurator after Pontius Pilate. That's awesome, Brennan. I know people talked about silver. Is there any specific type of silver that the people want to see? I think there was a WX40. Ooh, this one's really nice. It starts at 24, which is cheaper than the last one sold for. You have some of the canopy, but like, man, aren't those 3 grains? They look awesome. Crown. What crowns do we still have? That one will go to Toby. Says that's their first buy. Let's find another one here. 19. I mean, again, it's very likely that these bid up from here, but it's still, very nice. Japanese, yes. Well, we do have some Japanese crowns left. Actually, a lot of them are a little bit, or not a lot, but some of the ones that I still have in my inventory are, there's one like with some graffito, so that's actually going to take down the price a good bit, but it may not be exactly what people would want there, or like some discoloration. I think that they're going to start in the oh, that one has a cool incrustation up top. Nice 3 grain ears, and then on the back you can see the canopy like umbrella. Any quarters? No quarters. We'll do 3 more prutah, then we'll find a crown size, and we'll do we'll do a crown size, maybe Japanese coin. Could be fun. Let's see, $19. Again, at 19, I'll make maybe $1 or $2. Sounds good. Sunday night. Let me pull that. There's also some Spanish kind of pirate style cob ones that could be really fun. Eddie's Mint. British Crown, I'm out of those. What do you guys think is a good price to pay? Somebody offered me a couple for $74, and I think I'm selling them for, 89 or so in the past. They didn't look terrible, and it would also be nice to just get on the board with them. That's got some good grain ears there. So I'm debating, that might be kind of a fun buy. This one's got great lettering down below. The canopy itself is a bit more worn. And then you can see all three of the ears on this side, which is awesome. That one will actually stay at the start price. And then again, we'll do that one before we hit some Japanese crowns, which could be really fun. Good grain ears on this. And I got to go to date night soon with my wife. So let me get that WY5206 in the Japanese crowns. Clear grain ears. The umbrella protrudes nicely. We'll be able to sell it in a future show. Young bust. Halfpenny. No sudden death. This is really cool. King George II. I'm not so confident that this is 1730, but apparently, well, I think it also came flipped up with something that would have said 1730 from the guy in Britain that I bought it from, but I do just want to call out that is... Yeah, what can you remind me? I should know. Yeah, I should just... it would be a great idea. It's always a good idea to... But I should just read through Acts and see it for myself. We have some of the pirate... Oh, no. But first we're doing this. The Japanese crowns. These are going to be a little cheaper. Let me just make sure that I'm not selling them below melt. 1882. I think this one would be melting. Of course, they don't say. I would want to get maybe $84 for this guy. And so Hibernian, I'm not sure exactly what that would mean. Oh, that's Agrippa. Interesting. Good to know. Gravy's going to win that one. Then this last one, I really want to call out that it's got some issues with it. Somebody decided to go carve into it a bunch. Let me just look up melt value. ChatGPT should be able to do it. Okay, they're saying about $66 of melt is the Google result. So let's run it for... it's got graffiti on it. We'll do $74. Again, there is graffiti. It's been engraved. There's like a cross on the bottom. I think some artist in Japan took it upon themselves. Honestly, otherwise, didn't see tons of wear. It's a good looking coin, but yeah. AI is coming, exactly. I mean, I don't use it too much, but there's some cases where it's helpful. 20 seconds. I just said that I would try them to my friend. It's like a 1556 to 1717 Maravetti cob. It's honestly really nice looking. It looks like maybe Philip IV, or is that a 4 Maravetti? Still, of course, back of cost, but I think it has a couple of bid increments to go higher. I think what comes across as less genuine is like AI marketing in coins. I think it's better. Like I would love to basically, and $9 I don't make money at $9, but it's kind of like the minimum that I would probably want to run these for just to protect my downside. I feel like when it's something fun like coins, I don't really want to read too much AI coin content. I think it's helpful if I could have it like know how to catalog for me, where it can catalog accurately. But even then, I generally find that it's not perfect with cataloging coins. This is really chunky, actually. That's kind of a fun, a little bit larger Spanish type. Interesting. I can't exactly make out. Is that maybe like a counter stamp? I'm not sure. A Greek or Roman, definitely. Can you give me a little more? Tell me just like what you're, you know, I might be pricing it too high or something, but if you tell me like, oh, I want to run like a $20 coin, or like, do you want like a nice denarius of Hadrian or Trajan? I've been running those for 159, and I've sold like 5 or 6 of them today. There it looks like a little lion in worn shape. Thunder Tricks, nice win for the gravy. I don't know if what. Ooh, this one's great. It's got a date on there. I'm not going to raise the price, but 1659, clear as day. That's really fun. And RX, you can see very clearly. These are AE is basically going to be base metal, so it's probably bronze or copper. I love the pirate style, as I call them, Maravedis. It's not just me that calls them that. They're frequently referred to in that way. That one has the crest on there very clearly. It looks like, you can see like the Castile Japanese shoe. Yeah, we'll run some of those. Republic NGC, I think I'm all out. I don't even, we have some, I know that we have some that are actually at NGC right now. I don't know that I have much. I should have a couple, but not tons. This one looks like it's been stamped to 8 Maravedis, and I don't want to promise. It kind of looks like 1642 or maybe 52, something like that. Augustus Andres T. Yes, those are like those are the $400 coins though. So I just don't want to, those are going to be on the pricier side. And as I mentioned, we have like 10, 15 left minutes. It looks like that it was 16 something and then got maybe another stamp. It could be like a 2 Maravedis coin. But like, man, these are just really fun. And, well struck. And the shoe are going to be like a $18 or so start. This one's really cool because it almost reminds me of some of the Byzantine like cup trachees, which are really interesting, but it almost looks Skyfate because maybe it's probably a thinner flan, and that VI probably means 6 Maravedis would have been what was stamped actually into it. And then let's see what this design is. It looks kind of intricate. Ooh, that one looks actually really cool. It's it's like fairly bland. It looks like there was XII, so 12 Maravedis stamped on this side, and then on this side VII. But I think it would have been VIII. I think they would have been mostly even units of currency. Let's do another giveaway again because we're kind of, and yeah. So do we still want the Japanese shoe? We could do maybe a handful more of these, like 3 or 4 more. But I think the prices are slowing down. But also, let me try to find. That one has good detail. We will do both. We'll do all 3 of those, Danny. That one says 1650 something BX, and then on that one it looks like RS. Actually, pretty good detail in all of those. Let's see. Right here, we've got. 10 versus 9. I hope you don't think I'm trying to extort. It's just a little easier because I have to go from 1 each time. They've never been selling at 9 or under when I've started them. That one is an 8 Maravetti counter stamp. That looks like the familiar like BV or BX or whatever it is. That one will go to gravy. And then maybe it's time we'll try this 20. Okay, a nice mix here of beautiful Swedish coppers. We'll run these dollar start across about 80 seconds here. Fantastic looking 1805 1/12 skilling. Titus or Vespasian denarius? I don't think I have either, but actually I might have a Vespasian denarius. Look it up in my auction tab, and if I have one, I'll be able to pull it right for you. This one is going to be a larger example of this one's a bit cleaned, as you can see, but good detail. 1799. 1912. I don't think I have no. I think I just sold that coin. The one that was requested. Nerva denarius. No, but a lot of these, I have this great collection the Harrison collection that I'm going to be selling. Somebody who had decided to stop collecting. They bought some coins from me, some coins from other whatnotters, some coins off of whatnot. Asked me to sell their collection for them, so I'm going to resell it. Some of it will, I told them I can't do starting bids on literally every coin if I'm going to try to sell everything for them. So there's going to be a lot of good opportunities there. And you can look, CG, if you type in Nerva in the auction tab, you'll be able to see what I have. And here's our half skilling of the Avesta Mint. That one's really nice looking. Wow. Beautiful. Beautiful. Danny is going to snag that one. Right here we have some earlier. This is actually Stockholm Mint Mark, 1725. King Frederick, Sweden. So even a good bit earlier, and the eye appeal on these is pretty good, I would say. Danny in the lead. Gamshon gonna win that one. This one I don't think looks quite as nice. It is a year earlier. Actually, it's not too bad. I think in the flip it didn't look quite as good. I think it's probably a little more worn than the last one. Oh no, it's not focused. There we go. That one will go to Gamshon. Also, we do have a couple nice. This isn't good looking. Way earlier, and actually has some silver content in there. 1582. Wow, that's an old coin. Risky to dollar start it like that, but you can see Johannes. This is John the Third. Really, really nice. And then that Z is actually a 2. That one will go to Brandon. Let's see. Right here we have 1585. And then we'll do our last of WX84, which is going to be a very chunky copper coin that I think King Cole had requested there. It's kind of like the 5 kopecks. I mean, it's not that big, but 2 ore silver mint. Nice chunky look. Good looking on both sides, though it has some wear and some hits and everything. But it's very fun. Of course, Brennan. They're not too crazy. It's these. It's some of the reference piece shoe, but I have sold them. Some went for like $10 or so. Bill George, that's like a $400 coin. Is that too intimidating of a price? They're pretty worn, but they do have portable antiquity scheme Hoard provenance, so that definitely is where a lot of the extra juice is there. Let's see. These guys, I've been selling. Everyone that I've offered today is sold. I've sold probably 80 of them, starting at that 13 bid, but these would have been circulating porcelain money that would have been made for use in gambling houses operated in Thailand in the 17 and 1800s. Eventually, there's an edict where they basically say we can't use these anymore, and so then they become collectible. Some of these have little bits of color, not all of them do, and so they're fun. It's kind of like proto money. It's just so interesting how money, a lot of this stuff is very local in terms of how it circulates. And people didn't have it was people didn't know what to use for money, right? So they would just strike their own. This one's actually interesting. It's a hexagonal. There's an interesting reverse piece to it, and so Trevor Yao waiting. Nice win. Here we've got nice Siamese, again Thai. And then we do have some Anna money. UA, yeah, sounds good. Exactly. I mean, it's like why you know porcelain, but it would have been, and then eventually the new government kind of gets fed up with people using porcelain gaming chips, and they say no. Consolación. A little bit pricey one here. I have 150 of cost in it. Probably going to return it to the guy. I haven't bought it yet, but I buy them when I sell them. Consolación Mex Spanish Colonial. Pretty good cross on the reverse there. NGC certified Shipwreck. Nice. And then we'll do maybe the remainder of those gambling chips after, and then we'll do the shoe. I'll run through. I think we've got like a total of 6 of these left. We can even bring them to 10 seconds, so it's a 1 intense minute of gambling tokens. And then that one's a fun style. Gravy will win that, and then we'll be able... Oh, and it looks like... Oh, wait, yes, 20... Sorry, I need to switch this. Basically, I ran on screen something that said 26, but I put 25 down, so I'm just going to swap these two. So that Gravy gets the one that he had bought. This one is going to Gravy in 25. So much for being really efficient about how I'd sell them, but we'll keep up the 10-second in between auctions. This one has like 4 dots of color. And then it'll be shoe. We also have some of the Tenpo money. 27 here. Let's see, $13 start. Yeah, then we'll run through our shoe. Then we'll run through our outstanding boo that we have. We can go. This one's a nice hexagonal example. That will go to the Gravy. This one has red and green Christmas, but it wouldn't have been meant to look like a Christmas coin. Very clear character on the back is pretty nice, I would say. Then we've got this one. Then we'll go to the shoe, which will have, I think, at like a $19-ish start. Let me find the shoe that I do have in stock here. WY 48.45. Maybe the snag. We've got some nice silver shoe, $19. Japanese silver. Dirty is going to win that one. And we'll keep bringing them very fun Japanese silver types. Hey, it's competitive. Definitely have to, be ready to snipe. I mean, it's partly my fault. I just don't quite have the time. I got a fun date night. So I'm going to run them quick. Good style on this one. Dirty going to win that one. This one will start at $12. This is 100 mon, so it would have had less circulating value than the silver that we've been showing, but it's kind of a fun, like, big piece to have in your collection, if that makes sense. I think we have Trevor Yao is going to win that one. We've got this one as well. And then we'll do another shoe. $12 start. Actually, good eye appeal on this as well. That one will go to the Gravy. This one is back as a shoe. Very nice looking. Some 3 polkers. That's a great idea. I'm going to run those after we maybe exhaust the Boo. But I would love to get those quite soon. 44. Super shiny. These are the bigger silver examples. No bids there, no problem. Let's see, we'll pull these off. We'll get some. Again, I'm kind of curious. Now I'm kind of going out of order. I paid $11 as I mentioned. I think these are kind of exciting, but maybe I'm not quite as up to date. For what I really struggled to find any of them. We'll give it 15 seconds. These are ancient 4th to 2nd century BC Mauryan Empire silver Karshapana. They're often in like really interesting, as you can see here, like shapes. That one will go to the gravy. This one is a bit more encrusted, so maybe this one, but it has great countermarks. And then let's find the 3-pulker. I just forget what. Very interesting. Headed to Eddie's Mint, and then we've got WY. Where did I put these guys? 16. I think maybe are they right in front of me, and I've just been blind. Yes. Ooh, these are really nice looking too. Dollar start. Only way to do it. 1621, but these are awesome looking. These are pretty good for the type. Sounds good, Danny. What types are those? And actually, we'll do this one. We'll do WX01, and then I got a blast. But I'll try to come back soon. Oh, great Danish types in many copper. Yeah, awesome. WX01. They're really nice looking. I think 1818. They might be lightly cleaned. We have some awesome British India stuff coming in down in Texas. They're excited to run those. Reminds me of just like great looking copper. And I asked them to send me up some of it too. Let's see. Here we've got this 2 Rigsbanks going. 1836. Beautiful looking. Low percentage silver, but bright silvered a bit. She's the best. She definitely is a blessing. But let's see. One more. Yeah, these are cool. Thanks, Polo Pal. Maybe we close them down with some of the last of these Maravetti types, which we are starting for. They were bidding, and these look really, it's almost like we hit some of the better looking ones at this stage. These are copper coins of not exactly sure how many Maravettis of value we have in them. I always get excited if there's dates on them. Let's see, we've got 10. Oh, that one actually does have a date 1625. I was going slow. Nice win for Rob. Couple last ones here. This one looks good, but you never know. Other people, it's all in the eye of the beholder. But it looks like there's a good amount of like lettering on the side there. Does that say 1650 something? I can't quite tell. I think there's a stamp on that side. It's very interesting. Gamshon. Ooh, that has a great... It's got a hole in it, actually, but I don't think that bothers me. Beautiful. And then our last, I guess, 4 coins of this show are right here. It's coming down to the end. I'll try to be back on Saturday. Or no, not on Saturday. On Monday. And then I'm going to take a little rest. 6 Marvettis. But they're going to do some great shows from our Texas. That one looks like 36 or 35 on the edge. Has been stamped into it. Multi-stamped example. The date ones, I can't promise I've got them, but we'll see what the last look like. That one looks like it could have a date 16 something. I'm not sure though. That could also be the number of Maravettis that are in it. I didn't Ritz. I guess I could also offer those. Those are going to be well, 8. This one's definitely 8 Maravettis. It looks like something is maybe 16. Some part of a date is clearly visible on that one. Do something Greek. All right, we'll do these last 2, then we'll do something Greek. And then the Hercules are going to be... Let me just try to find a good Greek coin here. I think there might be one more, like big time Greek coin, or maybe we'll do one that's like not super pricey. So it'll very likely go. We've sold every Dynast of Lycia one that we've offered. I've offered them in the past, starting at 59. Every single one sold this show. Here's the last of these in my inventory. I'll try to get some more, but may not be for a little while. This one looks like it has a date too, 1654. I want to say, not sure. With tons of stamps all over it, which is fun too. Gamshon. What was the last request? A date. The Slab Hercules. Yeah, I mean, I don't know that this is exactly worth it, but it's nice to get it in mint state. $95. We can sell it at that level. Let me see how much silver is in there. It's not going to be more than the silver value is, but it doesn't cost nothing to put them in the holder, if that makes sense. Silver in is like 58.35, but again, this is in very good shape. It's actually an interesting type because it's exactly the style that they had in the French Revolution in the 1790s, and then they bring it back. You have the Masonic symbol on the right, but these are just remarkably well preserved. The Ardashirs, those are all sold. Those are all sold. Ritz Cracker going to win that one. Let's see, I think we have 2 more at this stage, then I'll be all out. There's the Masonic symbol. There's Hercules in the center. And then we'll do this last one here. 95, even though they're bidding up a lot higher. I think I did sell all my yen, Rob. Thought they were pretty well priced. Nice win for the gravy. Awesome. I'm excited to pack this stuff up. We had a very fun show. Got a lot of coins. I haven't sold this many graded coins in a while, so it'll take a while to pack, which will be a fun challenge. And I will come back for a small show on Monday night, and then it's going to be the Texas show for a while. And then I think April, we're going to hit harder than ever, try to bring as many great coins to your doorstep. Oh man, it was the Greek coin. It'll be a good last one to end on. It's got a beautiful dolphin. This is going to be no sudden death. Dollar start. Might regret it. Sold all the ones earlier. I think they all bid up from that 59 start. But if you want Greek, you have a line on the front of it. 6th stater, Dynast of Lycia, Greek, silver. Very nice historic coin. Again, Triskelies. And again, everyone sold at 59 earlier. We'll do, I promise I run a Greek one. Let's go find a fun Persian seagulls are really tough to find for me. Ptolemaic, I should have a little bit. Yeah, I should have a little bit, but not tons of it, but a little bit. So let's go find Classic Kid. It looks like Palatine's on, but I'm sending some stuff to Classic